أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
قاف والقرآن المجيد بل عجبوا أن جاءهم منذر منهم فقال الكافرون هذا شيء عجيب أإذا متنا وكنا ترابا ذلك رجع بعيد قد علمنا ما تنقص الأرض منهم وعندنا كتاب حفيظ بل كذبوا بالحق لما جاءهم فهم في أمر مريج أفلم ينظروا إلى السماء فوقهم كيف بنيناها وزيناها وما لها من فروج والأرض مددناها وألقينا فيها رواسي وأنبتنا فيها من كل زوج بهيج تبصرة وذكرى لكل عبد منيب ونزلنا من السماء ماء مباركا فأنبتنا به جنات وحب الحصيد والنخل باسقات لها طلع نضيد رزقا للعباد وأحيينا به بلدة ميتا كذلك الخروج كذبت قبلهم قوم نوح وأصحاب الرس وثمود وعاد وفرعون وإخوان لوط وأصحاب الأيكة وقوم تبع كل كذب الرسل فحق وعيد أفعينا بالخلق الأول بل هم في لبس من خلق جديد ولقد خلقنا الإنسان ونعلم ما توسوس به نفسه ونحن أقرب إليه من حبل الوريد إذ يتلقى المتلقيان عن اليمين وعن الشمال قعيد ما يلفظ من قول إلا لديه رقيب عتيد وجاءت سكرة الموت بالحق ذلك ما كنت منه تحيد ونفخ في الصور ذلك يوم الوعيد وجاءت كل نفس معها سائق وشهيد لقد كنت في غفلة من هذا فكشفنا عنك غطاءك فبصرك اليوم حديد وقال قرينه هذا ما لدي عتيد ألقيا في جهنم كل كفار عنيد مناع للخير معتد مريب الذي جعل مع الله إلها آخر فألقياه في العذاب الشديد قال قرينه ربنا ما أطغيته ولكن كان في ضلال بعيد قال لا تختصموا لدي وقد وقد قدمت إليكم بالوعيد.
Hello. Okay, there we go. I don't know why it was muted in like the most inconspicuous spot. But assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh and welcome back to another live stream. It's been a while since I've done one of these. Today we're going to be watching this debate, quote unquote. That's what people are calling it, but I don't think it is a debate, and I guess we'll find out in a moment, inshallah. I did watch a little bit of it, so we will see the rest, inshallah. We can't hear you. I know, I got it fixed, alhamdulillah. First of all, assalamu alaikum wa alaikum salam. I was wondering if you're going to address the Little Dirk Quran and the song and how music has had a lot of appearances of Baal or other idols, etc. for uploads, akhi. A very interesting topic. Actually, very interesting topic. I didn't know Lil Durk put Quran in the song. A'udhu billah. May Allah protect us and guide us. But definitely something to look into. If you have any resources on it, send it to me. Inshallah, I'll look into it. But there are very demonic. There's a demonic presence in a lot of songs, like Katy Perry's Dark Horse, I think is what it's called, something like that. Dark Horse, Black Horse, whatever. Very demonic for sure. May Allah protect us. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome everybody, welcome. So, we're going to be reacting to this lovely, not so lovely debate. Also known as, I guess, me torturing myself for the next 4 hours and 45 minutes. I'm going to do my best to watch the entire debate. By the way, if my audio is too high or too low or too whatever, let me know. I'm going to assume that it's good for now. But turn up the audio. Okay, I got you. I think, oh, maybe too loud. Okay, I think this is good now, inshallah. Ethan Klein, more like Ethan No Spine. More like Ethan Decline. More like Ethan No Rhymes. Okay. Okay. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. Bismillah. Why did nothing happen? Okay. Anticlimactic. One more time. Let's do it.
And now explain what he means by that. We did not leave Iraq because we were Zionists. We left because
Whoa.
we were no longer safe.
Oh my God. Okay, relax. Everyone calm down. Everyone calm down. Please.
Not Palestinian.
Oh my God. It's so loud.
You moron. You racist piece of... Because Iraq
What?
and the pan-Arabic nationalist
They
movements
left-
that arise out of Zionist
You are
violence
out of your
is
mind.
not about Palestinians. You
Okay,
cannot
so
make
what
this
did the Jews in
comparison.
Iraq have to do with
Zionists,
Israel?
ones
You
who actually
big.
I would like to formally issue a trigger warning to anyone and everyone watching. I wish they gave me a trigger warning. Oh my Lord. Okay.
terrorize the
You are
Palestinians.
so out of
And
your
then
mind.
Iraqis.
Dude, you
cannot
screaming and
point to the
grandstanding
Iraqis
doesn't
or
mean you're
Iraqi
right.
government's
pathetic.
racism during the
Okay.
pan-Arabic nationalist movements as a vindication for why or a
Is there an auto mute button for every time Ethan speaks? It's not an auto mute, but I can arrange that for you guys if you want it. There are so many chats already. Okay. I don't want to spoil it, but Hasan got cooked. Anyone saying otherwise is stupid. I mean, we're gonna watch it, so we'll see here. I have a quick gaming question. I was enjoying playing Dragon Quest VIII, but in order to save the game, you have to save in a church and pray. Want to play more, but but don't mind avoiding if it's haram. It's a good question. I would avoid it. I can't tell it's haram. I don't know, but generally, any act of shirk is wrong in a video game, and you should not play that game. But you should ask a scholar about it.
comparison as to why Israel had to do the Nakba. You
Think-
racist piece of
Folks, that's enough of the dog chat. It's time. Welcome to the show, everybody. Hasan Biker.
Hello, Hasan Piker.
What's going on?
Well, I'm doing a debate. What about you?
That's what I'm doing as well. All right. Wait, hold on. Oh, are you going to show me all the time as well on the Zoom call?
Oh, here, I can fix that.
How does this conversation spiral into what we just saw?
That 1 second. Let me just set it to Ethan's
Yeah.
output here. There you go.
if you want, just show like not just Ethan, but yourself as well. If you're gonna talk, like that's fine.
Hey,
I know it's gonna be too
Hasan,
difficult.
leave the production notes to my team. You can switch your show how you like.
What a passive aggressive man child. Oh my god. That like he's so passive aggressive. Like it's really cringy, to be honest. It's very childish. Hey Hasan. Yeah, leave the production notes to my team, please. Dude, he knows your team. They worked together. You were co-hosting a podcast with him. He knows your team. Like it's crazy. The possessiveness he has over the team is crazy. And I'm sorry for pausing this early and going on a spiel already. I will unpause in a moment. But it's crazy the kind of possessiveness he has over his team, being that some of them are Lebanese, some of them are Arab. Most of them, if not all of them, disagree with everything that Israel is doing. But they don't seem to have the spine to stick up to this freaking poop. I don't want to say anything bad, anything rude. I want to be gracious, but stick up to this guy, this disingenuous, malicious person, when he spews, this nonsense, this Zionist rhetoric. So I'm very disappointed in his team, to be honest. But let's get back to it, inshallah.
Well, they were my coworkers as well, Ethan.
Well,
for
it's
2
been a
years.
while, my friends, and guess what? They are not now.
No, I know.
So let's start. I mean, so you did this content
Oh, my
cup,
Lord.
right? And I mean, did that go how you expected? It didn't seem to
Wait,
hit very hard.
Before we get started, can I lay some like ground rules so we can have like a productive conversation?
Okay, sure.
Yeah. Okay. So, I wanted to come on to make this as issue specific as possible, but yes, you have grievances with me, and of course,
Okay.
I think they're valid to address.
Okay,
And of course, we'll
good.
talk about that. Hopefully, I'll be able to address some counterpoints as well, if you will allow
Sure.
me in that
Of
process.
course.
But
Absolutely.
I'm so lost. Why do we hate Ethan? Hassan seems like the crazy who's using Palestine as a shield against criticism. Ethan is pro-Pali. I think you are lost. If I'm being honest, you are lost. Ethan is not pro-Palestinian by any stretch of the imagination, because he'll say things like he believes it's a geno, right? A geno. But at the same time, he doesn't believe in the right of Palestinians to resist it. So what's the point of saying it's a geno? Are you saying that it's a geno, just lay down and be taken care of, be taken out? Like there's literally no there's no real spine in the position there. To be honest, rage bait. You know what? Maybe it is rage bait. Maybe it is rage bait, because this guy came in here saying that Hassan got smoked. Anyone says anything otherwise is stupid, and let's just keep going. Yeah, either confused or baiting. This is a good call. That's a good call. Let's just continue.
Before we get started on anything, I would like to potentially talk about definitions, so we can have like an established definition on a lot of the things that we're going to be talking about. Is that okay with you?
I mean, it depends how many definitions you got. What do you want to define? I don't want to get bogged down in this, so
I'm
let's.
also experiencing audio issues on my end, so hold on
Sure.
1 second.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna skip 15 seconds.
Like,
I don't want to get bogged down in a conversation.
Gotcha.
Go ahead, start. No, I know you're not. I
so-
just-
Okay, when someone doesn't want to get bogged down with definitions, they don't want to have a debate. When people don't want to define terms clearly, they don't actually want to have a debate, because in order to actually have a conversation, you guys need to be on some kind of same terms. You need to understand what you're discussing.
want to get
All right.
going.
So first and foremost, I think we should define what Zionism is and what you mean by
Valid.
Zionism and
Valid.
what I mean by Zionism, so you can understand where I'm coming
Zionism
from.
is the belief that Jews should have their own homeland in the historic Palestine area. That's it.
Okay. All right. So I believe that Zionism is a religious ethno-supremacist ideology that revolves around the exterminationist policies of removing the indigenous population that lived in, as you said, historic Palestine, as long as they are not Jews, because it's a religious, ethno-religious supremacist ideology.
That is a
think that this is
necessary that is a necessary conclusion of Zionism. A necessary conclusion of Zionism is that you must rid the land of anyone who's not Jewish.
Disagreement that you and I have.
No,
on
I
this
agree
front.
with you. I agree with you. If you want to add that, like the genesis of Zionism included, the displacement and the ravaging of of the culture that existed there, then I would agree with you. I mean, I don't think that the establishment of Israel was like a good thing. I mean, it was tragic and a lot of bad things happened. But let me ask you,
Okay.
sir, how was filming that content? I just have to know what
Oh my
what you were thinking as they were doing the Fortnite L behind you.
We'll get to that. We'll get to
No,
that.
no,
I
no,
promise.
no. We're here. I don't want to
Okay.
talk about definitions. You
It's so funny. Like Hasan came in here right from the get-go talking about Zionism. He wants to talk about Palestine and Israel and the current general that's taking place. And all Ethan wants to talk about is the content cop. Like I get he's hurt because the content cop was made about him and iDubbbz was his friend or whatever. I get that. But right now it seems like Hasan wants to have an intellectual discussion about Palestine and Israel, and Ethan wants to have a personal discussion about. It's not even about, Hasan particularly. It's about everything that has to do with anyone who doesn't like Ethan or who has said anything negative about Ethan. Ethan is such a petty crybaby. He does seem to be a little crybaby, to be honest. Like these questions, he's not asking them in good faith. Oh, what did you think when they were doing the Fortnite L dance behind you? And it looks like it didn't go your way. He didn't post it. He was in like a 5-minute clip in the beginning. He didn't post it. It gets worse. It doesn't stop here. Okay, I'm really trying to just watch it. I can't. Maybe I have a big mouth. I'm gonna do my best to just play it and listen.
got your Zionism, and let's do the.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it was fine.
Did you not?
I've
you didn't-
participated in other YouTube videos as well in the past.
No,
you
but
know.
that
Some of them-
Fortnite
some
L
of them feature-
dancing.
Some of them feature sketches.
1 second.
Okay.
I noticed you weren't in the other shots. Why was that?
I think I was being interviewed by.
Oh, really?
a
Who was
journalist
interviewing
while that
you?
was happening. I can't.
Really?
I don't remember.
Really? Oh, that's convenient. I think you were embarrassed, frankly. You were absent from every other shot.
Wait,
I think
why
you
would
saw
I
him
be-
doing that I think you saw him doing that Fortnite dance, and you said, "I got to get out of this."
No,
and by
I
the
don't
way,
care.
I'm giving you credit for that.
I mean, Ethan, you're a comedian. You know, you participated in some sketches. You know, it happens.
Not in that. I mean, shit.
Really?
Yeah.
You're one of your most famous sketches. You in a fucking diaper. Like, what are you talking about? Yeah, we've done.
Well,
we've
I
done
mean-
funny things.
Okay, you know
goofs
what?
and
Let's not
gaffes.
debate the merit of our comedy.
Okay, I hate this. I hate when people make such a big point, and then when you make that same point back to them, they're like, "Well, it's not really that important. It doesn't matter. Let's just move on. Let's just move on." It's like, bro, who cares about the content cop? I care about the content cop. Okay, well, I mean, it's a sketch. You did sketches, and your sketch involved you in a diaper. It's not that important, actually. It's not taco. Let's move on. It's very sad.
You're right. I'm very hacky, and so are you.
Okay, so-
By the way,
Yeah,
you
that's
believe
fine.
that the likes were botted on that?
What?
You had said you thought the likes were botted on the content cop. Do you still believe that?
What? The likes were botted on the content cop? I don't know. I have
The
no idea.
dislikes were botted. The dislikes, sorry. Yeah, you said it was brigaded and was botted, and it was unnatural. The dislikes on the video.
I don't really care about this. I don't know.
I mean, to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised. Like, I know iDubbbz does have some pretty crazy like-dislike ratio sometimes. I checked out some of his other videos, but it was kind of wild. And listen, Israel blows up pagers, so it wouldn't strike me as crazy if an Israeli or someone who's Israel-leaning would pay for a boss to dislike a video. I think that's literally the least of their crimes. They're on trial with the ICJ for Geno, so...
I mean, I don't.
Well, I'm
I don't
asking-
recall
I don't
saying
care
this,
if
but
you-
I don't know why this is a major
You
point
did
of
say
contention.
it.
All right, so you asked that question.
No.
Let's get back to some
no,
other
no.
definitions.
Hold on. Let me finish, and then you can do your definition.
Okay.
Do you
it's
think
not
it
my
was-
definition. I want to hear your definition.
That's fine. I'll answer how you like.
I hope you know that, like, I don't know if you know this, but I didn't publish the content cop. iDubbbz did.
Yes, I know that. And
They're both so petty. Like, they're so... I hope you know this, obvious fact, but I didn't post it. It was someone else. But it's valid from Hasan because, like, Ethan started this thing. And, like, there's no other way to respond, if I'm being honest. Like, that is the way to deal with someone like this.
I
Okay,
have
good.
addressed him
All right,
thoroughly.
just-
Do you know that? Do you believe he should have included the context of the CPS call?
What?
Oh, my God.
What? You don't know what I'm talking about?
Wait. I'm a little confused. You are asking me
Yes.
what my opinion is on
the
iDubbbz's
video.
content cop.
Correct. That's
About
correct.
the CPS. I don't know. Maybe. Sure. Okay. I mean,
Yes.
I think it was more so about like your your year-long conquest of deplatforming and also harassing.
Right. Well, 90% of the
quite
clips
frankly,
were
harassing
from
a
that
bunch of
episode
pro-Palestinian
entitled
content
CPS
creators.
Came to My House, Hasan. I don't know if you think that's an important detail. I sure do.
There's actually a lot to say on this whole CPS thing. I don't care about it. I'm not going to talk about it. It really does not matter. They they publicly shared personal information about their household with their dog and their baby and their living arrangements and stuff. So, you know, people went wild on the internet, as he's used to that happening. And now he's taking out on Hasan, who didn't even make the video that these clips were referenced in. Like, who cares? Let's talk about Palestine, bro. Let's talk about Israel.
Ethan, I think you know my position on this, as I've made it very clear. I think it's completely inappropriate to fucking call CPS.
No. That's
I think it's completely
obvious.
inappropriate
I'm
to call
saying your
CPS
friend
on a
Hasan you
content
made
creator
a
you don't
video
like.
with
I don't know why
did a
you're- I
total
don't know why
fucking
you
hit
think I have
job.
any
All
hand
right, go
in
ahead.
this.
Ask me a question.
I don't have any like.
Oh
dude,
my God.
Go ahead.
Listen to
Go
me.
ahead.
Listen, we're both content creators online. We both have received an endless wave of harassment. You and I have talked privately about this.
By the way, I want to establish a kind of, I guess, weird voting system in the comment section. If you guys ever want to skip, just type skip and I'll skip like maybe to the next important part, 15 seconds or 30 seconds or whatever. So if I see a bunch of skip in the comments, then I'll know that you guys want to skip, because I'm ready to go through this thing, bro.
When
Hasan,
we
I don't
were-
care. Let's
when we
just
had a
go
podcast-
on.
No,
You-
what do
I
you
don't-
mean?
I-
You brought this up.
I don't-
You brought it up. Hold on. Let me
I
say my
know
piece.
what you're saying. We've
You brought it
all
up.
been
Let
harassed.
me
The
bring-
internet is
let me say
tough.
my
Whatever,
piece.
yada yada. Ask me a question.
No. Please, Ethan, please.
Because you're so boring, bro. I just want to have an interesting
You know who else
conversation.
also
Go
told me
ahead.
that? Andrew
You
Tate.
brought this
Who-
up. You brought up the entire conversation. He's responding adequately, and now you're like, let's just move on. Let's just move on. Skip. Okay.
Plotting
I'm skipping.
all of this stuff, okay? Sometimes by the same people, ironically enough, by the same communities. You and I know we've had these conversations in private before
been a while.
before we, stopped doing our podcast. And you know my position on this. I think it's completely unacceptable.
I
because
know
am
you're
victim
against
to the same exact
CPS.
things
That's
that
not
happened to
even
you in this
interesting.
regard. I would never in a million years advocate for that
Okay,
sort
ask
of
me a
thing,
question.
and don't think it's appropriate. And I don't know
Very
why
good.
you
Ask me a
think
question.
that I have anything to do with this.
Because you're not you're misrepresenting what I asked you. I didn't ask you, do you think it's okay that people called CPS? I asked that the video that you participated in.
You asked a dumb question. You asked a stupid question. You asked a question that quite literally does not matter at all. It's about a fragment of a video that he didn't even post. Like this, he's trying so hard for a gotcha moment. And the worst part is, from what I hear, his team prepared these notes for him. And you can see, like, he has a laptop in front of him right down here. You could see he's reading off, and you could tell by the way he speaks when he's reading notes versus when he's talking on his own behalf, because he can't articulate a position correctly for the life of him. But let's just skip through this
If
a
we
bit.
mentioned it, I don't.
It would've
I don't
been all
know why
right.
This is a major point of contention for you. I thought we were going to talk about Israel Palestine.
Thank you.
We're talking about whatever we want to talk about. You had
Yeah.
said that I have problems with your character. That's what I'm talking
I
about.
know
Go ahead,
that
ask me a
you're-
question.
But you having problems with my character is.
Hasan,
is
ask me a
so
question,
far
I'm gonna move
removed
on to
from
the
you
next topic
asking me
here.
about iDubbbz's editorial decisions in his content cop. I
I'm
don't.
asking about your opinion on it. Go ahead, ask me a question.
Okay. So, do you believe that Israel is committing a genocide in Gaza?
Yes.
Okay, great, awesome. So you agree
True.
with the with numerous human rights organizations, the UN.
I already said yes.
Okay, great. No, that's important. Thank you for saying that. I also agree on this. If you believe that Israel is committing a genocide in Gaza, okay, do you feel like you have used your limited amount of time that you have as a content creator speaking out against Israel doing a genocide on the Palestinian population living in the Gaza Strip, or do you feel like most of your commentary on that issue has overwhelmingly been to rail against people that are doing that? Pro-Palestinian
Sure.
advocates
Well,
that you feel
I
like
don't know
you've
if-
been
Sure.
wronged by,
He
myself
said sure.
included.
Yeah. I don't know if you know this, but if you're pro-Palestine, it doesn't absolve you of criticism. That's something that you guys.
That's so ironic. It's so ironic because he labels almost everyone who criticizes him as an anti-semantical person, I'll say. And he does not take an ounce of criticism. And have heard some people talk about this debate or discussion, and that seems to happen a lot here. So we'll get through all of that. But I was asked, how do you even sit through this without going insane? I'm gonna be honest. Having this platform as a way to deconstruct the lies that are being said here and to communicate and to contribute positively on this topic, I think it helps me get through. If I were to watch this on my own, and I did for like a little bit, I watched a few clips on TikTok and whatever, it was really, some parts were really hard to watch. But being able to, say my piece here and have it online for everyone to see, I think makes me feel a bit better about it.
Keep harping on.
I never
Do I
said
do
that.
I think
And
my
don't that's the
coverage?
case. I don't think that is the case.
Okay. Do you think my coverage has been like totally balanced? I would say no. I've obviously given less time to the Palestinian perspective, and I think the reason for that is simply
No,
that.
not just the Palestinian perspective, Ethan. I think that rather than talking about that issue in and of itself, rather than talking about the genocide itself, every time you have talked
Hasan, I'm
about,
answering your
every
question.
time you've talked about Israel-Palestine, it almost always revolved around
I was going to tell you why. Do you want to
personal
let me answer?
vendettas that you have experienced from pro
I was going to explain that.
Can you imagine there's a geno happening and you talk about the other side more than the side that's getting attacked? Like, why would you?
Okay. Would you like me to? You asked me a question, so
Yeah.
I'm going to answer it.
Go ahead.
The reason for that being is that I feel like I'm responding to a lot of bullshit that's been passed my way ever since leftovers ended, starting from you and your community.
So the reason he's not talking about, hey, there's a geno taking place here, and he's talking about the side, he's basically defending the side that's doing the geno against innocent men, women, and children, is because of personal issues. That's why. Because ever since their podcast ended, he's responding to a bunch of BS. That's why you're defending a geno state, a terror state. Like, it doesn't really make sense.
Now, that's my answer to that. Now, let me ask you about this. This sword,
No one make fun of any movements or anything Ethan does. I'm pretty sure he has a form of Tourette's, so let's not make any jokes or anything, please. I don't want to see that stuff. I know whoever commented that you didn't know, but he does have Tourette's.
has a Nazi swastika hilt.
Okay.
Do you disagree? What's funny about that?
Okay, I'm gonna skip through this. Saw this on Twitter before. I don't know if they pull up the picture. Basically, there's a sword from Bleach, and the Bleach sword has a symbol on it that looks like the NAZI symbol. It's not exactly. It just looks like it. So I don't know why he's talking about this. To be honest, it wasn't his video. He wasn't in the picture as far as I know. So I'm sorry. I have to skip this.
You're out on this. Go ahead and ask me a question.
Okay. So, since you believe that Israel is committing a genocide, what are the appropriate steps that people can take, both in the Western world and also regional actors can take against this entity doing a genocide by your own admission, that
question.
you would consider to be appropriate? Because it feels like throughout this entire process, you have set boundaries on what you think is inappropriate.
Just killing civilians. That's the boundary.
As you have set boundaries on what you think is inappropriate,
Killing
and time
civilians.
and time again has said is outright anti-Semitic.
My boundary is killing civilians.
That's not an answer, because he asked, what can people in the Western world and outside of the Western world do to prevent this from happening? Is he saying that everything is allowed except, harming civilians? Is that his point? Because that's not really an answer. You're not specifying what they can or should do. You're just limiting what they can't do, right? Imagine you're like, where do you want to eat? And I'm like, not McDonald's. Okay, but where do you want to eat? Not McDonald's. It's not really helpful. Like, it doesn't get to the bottom of what the question is trying to solve.
Okay, that's great. So
Is that unreasonable?
That's a perfectly reasonable boundary to set.
Okay,
I
good.
totally
So then
agree
we
with
don't
you on that.
disagree.
Great. Okay.
Great. So let me ask you the next one. Let me ask you about this toddler tier list.
Can I?
Oh
let me
my
finish.
God.
Well, you asked and I answered. Go ahead. You could
Okay.
you could go on a little bit more.
Okay, so hold on. Everyone is complaining about my volume on my side because we're using Zoom instead of Discord. So my fucking
They're using
audio,
Zoom.
It's fine. Take your
my
time to
audio
get
keeps
the
going up and down. Okay. So one of the first conversations that we had, you and I had, that led to the Leftovers podcast ending, was that you considered "From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free" to be an anti-Semitic slogan. You said that Jews feel like this is an exterminationist slogan, and Jews fear this slogan in the United States of America.
Correct.
If you think that Israel's doing a genocide, do you feel like it is appropriate for Westerners in the United States of America and Palestinians and people of Palestinian descent to be able to use emancipatory slogans, or should they go to jail under the Trump administration?
Okay, I mean, these are pretty extreme questions. Now, I'm not making a
How is that an extreme question? How is that extreme? I don't get it. Like it's a very practical question.
value judgment. I'm just trying.
I don't
All I
understand
was trying to
question
do.
is what's happening right now
Bro, do you
with-
want me to
with-
answer?
Okay.
Yeah. I'm trying to explain the Jewish perspective. I'm not trying to make a value judgment on.
People are being like offed right now, like men, women, and children. Why are we not talking about that? Why are you not talking about that? You want to talk about a slogan that essentially says that those crimes should stop against those people. How it's somehow hurtful or harmful to another side, to an ethnic group, who, by the way, is the same ethnic group that this terror entity is claiming to be representative of, which they are not representative of Jews. Israel is not representative of Jewish people. They would like to be, so they can tokenize their Jewishness, and so they can claim that everything that is a criticism of them is just anti-Semitical. And I'm saying that just for the sake of YouTube not chopping me down, figuratively speaking. So it's really, you're not really getting at the important point here, which is it's pathetic. Like, people are being offed. Yeah, a victim playing whilst victim making. Exactly. Very well said.
Of it. But what I will tell you is that how do you feel about Norm Finkelstein?
By the way, a really good example of a exterminist slogan is "a land without a people for a people without a land." That's what Zionists were saying about Palestine before Israel was founded. That Palestine is a land without a people for a people without a land. Like, it's a match made in heaven. The problem was there were people there. There were a lot of people. There were hundreds of thousands of people there. So that's exterminist.
Love Norm. I know he has said that it is.
Here's what he had to say about this.
I know what
You see how Hasan was about to catch whatever this gotcha moment was from Ethan? He was about to say, I know his position on it, and then he cuts him off so he can get the gotcha moment, because all this is performative. All of this by Ethan is performative. And I believe even when he says things like, offing civilians is where I draw the line, I think that's performative, because Israel's been offing civilians. But he now continues to defend Israel. Then he says, I'm not defending Israel. But then every point he makes was in the Israeli defense handbook that was written like in 2009 or whatever it was, to counteract people who are questioning why Israel's attacking innocent men, women, and children. Have you read about Manifest Destiny? Americans did it first, hence why they help them. I'm not sure what that's referring to. I can look into it later, perhaps, but I'm not familiar.
he said.
No. I want the audience to see this, Hasan.
Can I just?
Hassan, I want the
This is not
audience
gonna be
to
a
see this
gotcha moment for
video.
you, because I know Norm's positions. He's
Good, I'm
also
glad you
transphobic,
know.
but I
Let's
don't
let
agree
the
with that
audience
either,
know,
you what I
Hassan.
mean?
Hey,
He's
Hassan,
still-
let the audience watch the video.
I can have a nuanced and reasonable disagreement with a person that I actually admire.
So that's what
like
we're
Norm.
having.
But I have a disagreement
So
with him
it's
on that,
nuanced and understandable with Norm. Let the audience watch the video, Hassan.
Okay, go ahead.
Palestine will be free.
Let me go
The
back to make
slogan
sure. Yeah. Here's the Norm Finkelstein, a prominent figurehead in the Palestinian.
It's clearly performative by both. No, it's not, because one person wants to talk about the actual issue that's happening, and the other person wants to talk about personal issues that they have. So only one side is behaving performatively. One wants to get definitions out of the way so they can have a debate. I'm beginning to think you're not you're not suitable to judge or rate a debate. I don't think you're being realistic or fair here, to be honest.
Liberation movement.
Yeah, I know. I have more positions that I disagree with
Pardon
him
me.
on after this
The
as
video
well.
could play, please.
Be free. I think it's a bad slogan. I know the slogan from the 1960s, the 1970s. It was a bad slogan then, and it's a bad slogan now because it has too much ambiguity. When you say from the river
Hassan's going to hit me with the Cherry Act.
to the sea, Palestine will be free, obviously a question arises. Okay, what happens to the Jews in that scenario? And some people will say, well, all it's about is everybody being free, but that's not what the slogan says. So I have, in recent weeks, I have voiced my concern that it's a bad slogan. And I said, just change it, tweak it. From the river to the sea,
My goat.
one person, one vote, Palestinians will be free. And you can't answer that slogan because all you're talking about is equal rights for everyone. From the river to the sea, one person, one vote, Palestinians will be free.
I think it's too long. I dearly respect Norman Finkelstein very, very much, and I've talked about him multiple times in the past. I think that he's a great asset to the Palestinian movement, and he's been defending Palestine and Palestinians for decades now. Probably since before I was born, if I'm being honest. However, slogans are not meant to be fully explanatory. They're not supposed to have like a maximal explanatory scope. They're supposed to just be monumental. They're supposed to draw a specific point, which is, in this case, hey, Palestinians are not free. Palestine was stolen, and that is wrong, and Palestine should be free, meaning not under the thumb or the boot of Israel. Now, from the river to the sea includes all of what was Palestine before Israel was founded. So he raises the question that I think people only raise this question maliciously. Because if you go back to Palestine before Israel was founded, from the river to the sea, you had Muslims, Christians, and Jews, Arabs and Jews, and non-Arabs, non-Jews, living there all as Palestinians. They were referred to as Palestinian Muslims, Palestinian Christians, and Palestinian Jews. So obviously we're referring to going back to that point when from the river to the sea, Palestine was free, and everybody was considered a Palestinian, even if they were Jewish. But Israel ruined that, and they became a racist empire, essentially. So I don't agree with Norman Finkelstein on this. But I understand why he would come to this conclusion, because a lot of people make it a malicious thing. Not on our side, on the other side, they try and make it a malicious thing.
And I've
Well,
encountered
I don't know if he actually means the one vote thing, because I think what he's saying is good in that from the river to the sea, Palestinians will be free, which
Yeah.
I think is good.
Norm
No, that's not necessarily his point. His point is that we should tweak it so people can't maliciously try and demonize our movement, because what happens to the Jewish people? Do they just disappear, or do they get a right to vote as well? So it's less just about the Palestinians being free, and he's adding a clause that, hey, just so you know, nothing's going to happen to the Jewish people there. But of course, Ethan's not. He doesn't really care about the point that he's making. He wants to do a gotcha.
has
You're
also
laughing at
routinely
Norm.
talked at campus encampments, college campus Palestinian encampments as to, I'm not going to make much hay about the slogan in general. There's plenty of other slogans that are.
Well, you're willing to listen to him, but when I say it, it becomes a big controversy.
Yeah, because you said it was anti-Sem. That's what I'll say. You said it was anti-Sem to say from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. Norman Finkelstein did not say that. He said it's a bad slogan because it's ambiguous. You said that you're anti-semantical if you say that slogan. Those are two different things.
literally,
I'm telling you
not,
that
it's
I
not
can
even
have a
my opinion,
disagreement with him
frankly.
on that. And
It's not even my opinion, frankly. Yes, it is. You said it. Like, why is he backtracking so hard and trying to hide behind authority when he's misquoting the authority? It's actually very pathetic, and it's all performative.
and you're forgetting one key factor.
What's that?
Okay, you're forgetting one key factor. Norm Finkelstein still ultimately will always say, while I disagree with the slogan because I think it scares people, it ultimately does not matter, and I'm not going to stand in opposition to it. He doesn't say it's anti-Semitic.
When
He
have I
doesn't
opposed
say
it?
is
Exactly.
exterminationist.
When
He
have I
says
opposed
that's
it?
what people think. If you think
When have
that,
I
if you
opposed
think
it?
that Norm Finkelstein would be in agreement with you in any way,
He
shape, or
literally is
form
in
on
agreement
any
with me.
issue, please
No, he's
have a
not.
conversation with him.
He's literally in agreement with me, like
I would
verbatim.
Okay. No, that's great.
Actually,
You said
even
it was
more.
anti-Semitic. Norm doesn't think it's anti-Semitic.
He's actually in agreement with me verbatim. Actually, even more. How can you be even more in agreement with someone than verbatim? How? Again, this is all performative. He's just talking. He's just he's literally just talking. He's running his mouth to try and appear as this big authority is 100% in agreement with him and not with Hasan.
Hasan, do you remember me advocating against it? Do you remember me advocating against it?
If he agrees with you on anything.
Sure, I'll ask Norm Finkelstein. Do you remember me denouncing that statement and saying people shouldn't say it?
Yeah, you did. And you said it was anti-semantical to say it. So yeah, if you denounce anti-semanticalism, then you would denounce the slogan. Like, I don't know if he has short-term memory loss, but yeah, he did say that.
I believe in our conversation you said
No,
it
it didn't happen.
said-
You're
As soon as he starts answering, I believe you. No, you're lying. You're lying. Shut up, man. Seriously.
anti-Semitic.
I said it's perceived that way by Jewish people. All right, let's move on.
Okay, so the people who are supposed to be the victims of the crime are saying, hey, the crime was committed against me. Do you expect us to be like, oh, no, they're wrong? Yeah, you're calling it anti-Semitical. Because the people who the crime is committed against are saying it according to you. So yeah, it's literally the same exact thing.
The Sabra
Norm
tier
does not
list.
believe
Now,
it's an anti-Semitic slogan.
very good. I'll ask him about it. Now, let me.
He will not ask Norman Finkelstein about this. He will definitely not ask him about it. I don't think he'll ever have him on, if I'm being honest. I would love to see that.
Are you
ask you
actually
about
going to
the-
do that? Because that would be wonderful. I think that
Yes,
would be
I'm
incredibly
gonna talk to
productive.
Norm. We'll have a great conversation
He's
about
not-
from the river to the sea.
He's lying.
Is it? Wait, can I ask you a question?
No. It's
Okay,
my
go
turn.
ahead.
You
know-
spoke, and now
you
it's
know
my
what?
turn.
You go ahead. All right.
Ethan always does this thing where he's like, it's my turn, you can't interrupt me. And then as soon as Hasan starts speaking or answering or asking a question, Ethan just interrupts him. And it's very pathetic. And he feels he can do this because it's his show and Hasan's a guest on his show. And he has a bunch of notes that were prepared for him by his team about Hasan. And he needs to read them off because it's all performative.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That's very gracious of you.
Well, I mean, it's just a back and forth conversation, but you seemingly have a lot of grievances not pertaining to the actual issue at hand. But
Very
No,
true.
The issue, my friend, the issue at hand is your behavior.
Oh, yeah, Hasan's behavior is the issue. Not Israel, offing innocent men, women, and children. Pfft, who cares? Let's talk about Hasan. Obviously, his behavior is unacceptable. He's dropping bombs on a concentration camp, right? Oh, wait, no, that's not him. Oh, my bad. That was Israel. Never mind.
no, I think the issue at hand is the genocide.
Well, we seem to be coming at this from two different angles, which is great.
My God. Yeah, you seem to be coming at this from the angle that offing innocent men, women, and children on a mass level is wrong, and I'm coming at it from the angle of I don't like your behavior. I don't like you. You piss me off. So like you feel this, I feel that. Whatever. We're both right at the end of the day.
Right? So let me ask you this. Hold on. You said it's my turn to ask, so let me do that.
You already,
Hasan, is it my
recognize
turn to ask a question
that
or
there's
what?
a genocide. You already recognize that Israel is committing a genocide.
I can care about two things, Hasan. It's very important to acknowledge that.
They're not equal. They're not equal. If my brother stubs his toe and my sister's in the hospital, I don't need to care about both of them. No, I'm going to go see my sister in the hospital. So they're not the same. They're not equal. And it's so funny because he keeps pretending like they are. And he has to, because that's the only thing he really cares about. Everything else, again, is performative.
Don't you think that
I can care
your
about two things, my
incredibly
friend.
narrow framework surrounding
Very
your own
easy.
personal feelings?
I'm not that
have-
smart, but I can care about two things.
Okay, no, I can too.
Even if one is more urgent than the other.
One is more urgent than the other. Which one?
you think your own personal feelings, born out of your misunderstandings, is more important.
Did
than
I say that? I
actually-
said one is more urgent than the other, referring to the genocide.
So talk about that. So talk about it.
So you recognize
My
that
God.
the genocide
Hasan,
is a more urgent issue.
Hasan, please
but
let
you
me.
The point just registered in his brain. Ethan, he's a little bit slow here, but it just registered in his brain that, Hasan's going to say that since it's more urgent, we should talk about it first, which is the definition of urgency. So let me cut him off before he can say it.
Let me ask a question.
Almost all of your commentary
Yes, very
surrounding
good.
this issue on talking
Very
about
good.
your own personal feelings and how you've been wronged by people.
Very good. Let me ask you. So you
Wait, can
claimed
you
on.
answer that question?
No,
Does that make
Hassan, you
sense?
asked your question. It's my turn. I talked about how gracious you were, man. What happened?
Wait, but does that make
I
sense
said
to
you're
you?
so gracious. You're going to let me ask you a question. What
Does that
happened?
make sense to you?
Don't make me take it back.
Does that make
All right,
sense
let me ask you a
to
question.
You see how he needs to deflect and make a joke and put some kind of like comedic relief to take the pressure off of him? It's very sad. It's very pathetic. Engage in the discussion. Stop running away. But again, everything is just performative. Are people really that blind that they fail to see the utter disrespect and aggressiveness of Ethan and Hassan's calm and respect in contrast? People can see it. People recognize it. I just think that if you are willing to defend innocent men, women, and children being offed by Israel, then someone who defends that being rude is the least of your concerns. You don't care. If you're willing to defend innocent people being offed, then this guy being rude or mean is not going to matter to you because you have a lot worse things in your closet that you're willing to defend. The normal people on the face of the earth see this and go, what the heck's wrong with this guy? He's clearly losing it. And why is he talking about these personal issues when there's a modern day, I don't want YouTube to attack my stream, but a modern day, you know what I want to say, going on. But yeah, not everyone's normal, unfortunately.
Hold on to that. Ask me after this.
Okay.
You defended Frogan's use of the Sabra tier list.
Oh
what
my
was your opinion on
God.
that?
Oh my God.
We're gonna watch that after. I don't know what it is, but this Sabra tier list thing, like I don't know the full extent of it. I know generally about it. We're gonna watch it afterwards.
Go ahead.
I think that the Sabra hummus tier list is absolutely insane to consider anti-Semitic, and most people have already laughed about it, despite the fact that it was very damaging in terms of deplatforming a bunch of content creators that participated in this, egged on by yourself, by the way.
Yes.
Yes, I'm very proud about
And,
that. Yes, I'm very proud.
And yeah, it's not
It's
even
insane.
remotely.
Okay.
It's not even remote.
It's insane. Okay, you know what? Let's look it up. Okay. Where was her Sabra tier list? I think it was this. So, the whole point. Okay. Can I not zoom in? Okay. The whole point. Oh, I apologize. Let me. I don't want to show everyone sitting there, so I guess I'll close it. Let me see. Maybe I can go to there. They're grading Zionists. Okay, they're grading Zionists, or I guess people who speak about the issue on a scale. And the lowest tier is Love Sabra, which is Israeli hummus. Hummus is Arab food, is Palestinian. And Israel, just like they stole the land and the culture and the music and everything, they also stole hummus and they called it Sabra. That's one of the brands. So loving it is the lowest level of Zionist basically you could be. And the upper levels are people who are not Zionist. For some reason, again, I'm going to address your comment in a second about Joe Bartolozzi. I appreciate that. But for some reason, instead of being anti-Zionist, Ethan wants to pretend that this is anti-semantical again. So, sorry I couldn't show more, but it's haram to show certain images. I'll get back to this in a second. Very quickly, I told Joe Bartolozzi to react to your video on the stream. Jazakallah khair, what happened? Did he react to it? Did he respond to it? Did he see your comment? Let me know, inshallah, because I would like to discuss with him.
Remotely anti-Semitic. It's like
Very good.
identical to
Let
the
me ask you
cracker
a
band that
question.
Twitch capitulated on.
So let me follow up with this. Have you seen the thumbnail?
The thumbnail?
Yes, that's what I said.
For what?
This is the thumbnail that's still up. Now, let me ask you this. Hassan.
Where is it?
What?
Here's Frogan's thumbnail for the Sabra hummus tier list. In the F tier is me and
Oh, that's funny.
Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro is not in the tier list. He has never explored or used. Why do you think Ben Shapiro is on the F tier?
Because he's a raging Zionist. He's probably the most recognizable Zionist who lies day in and day out for Israel. He's basically a pseudo proxy mouthpiece of Israel, and he uses his platform, the Daily Wire, to perpetuate that. And I'm willing to assume that he also, in one way, shape, or form, pressures other hosts of other shows on the Daily Wire to do the same. That's why no one on the Daily Wire, except for Candace Owens, who got fired or left or whatever, was anti-Israel for what they've been doing. That's why you're both there, because you're both in the F tier as Zionists.
Ethan?
I don't know why Hasan doesn't just say that. I don't know why he's pausing. Like, it's the most obvious thing. You're both is raging Zionists who need to shut up. Seriously. Did I mute it?
Dubs.
Oh, my bad.
And I'm not
Oh,
Frogan.
but you can't make value judgments suddenly on your friends who you've spent all this time defending.
No, because I don't care.
Well, I
don't.
do.
Like, this is so...
I don't care. No one cares that you care, Ethan. Of course you care. It's about you. This is apparently your picture there. Of course you care about it. Nobody else does, and that's a problem. You care so much about yourself, about your image, about your podcast and your show, about people liking you or not liking you or joining your community or leaving your community, that you're willing to ignore the real issue, which is there is a geno taking place. He admitted himself. How do you admit yourself that you focus more on the non-issue than the issue itself? And you say the reason is because of your own personal issues, your own personal quarrels with people. Just shut up and move, like, grow up. He's almost 40. Seriously. He said put in the Discord and he will probably react to it on a philosophical stream. Okay, cool. Let me know, inshallah. If I have a Discord as well, so you can hop in there and maybe shoot me a message. Shoot me a message. Let me know if he does. Ethan Klein, H33. Yeah, exactly. And Jan, wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome, welcome.
I think it's great you don't care. Why is Ben Shapiro there?
I don't know. I don't care. Probably because he's also a massive
Probably because he's
fucking-
Jewish?
What? Because it's
Because the most
Jewish?
most prominent.
Just say it, because he's a Zionist. Because he's a raging Zionist who defends Israel and lies day in and day out. Because he's said some racist, anti-Arab rhetoric multiple times in the past.
Jewish
Do you
creators on
think
YouTube?
Ben Shapiro's Judaism is the reason as to why he would be on this?
100.
This is like, it's a correlation causation fallacy. Just because you both share an ethnicity and you're in the same tier list doesn't mean you're in the same list because of your ethnicity. You also share a basic ideology. You also share a tendency to lie. You also share a tendency to defend a geno that's happening by the same country. There are so many correlations there, but you pick the one that makes you a victim. Poor baby Ethan.
100% without a doubt, yes.
Wait, I'm so
So he came in this with an answer. Yeah, it's because we're Jewish. That's why. I'm not letting anyone tell me anything else. Who's the bad guy? Ethan. Yeah, Ethan. I mean, you could just tell by the way he's speaking and the points that he's making. Yeah, he's the bad guy, or the one who was in the wrong here.
sorry. Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead, take your time.
And no, it's not because he's Jewish. It's because he's a raging Zionist, and he's incorrect in his slight defense of Israel. And slight is me being gracious to him.
I know it's a lot to process.
Okay. Yeah, this is a lot to process.
Yeah, I know, man. It's tough. You really don't know what to say because it looks pretty
No,
bad.
because it's so fucking stupid, Ethan.
Well,
you
tell
look
me
kinda
then.
dumb right
So
now.
why
You
is
look
Ben
kind
there?
of insane. That's
Okay,
why
very
I'm
good. Why
having
is
a
Ben
hard
there?
time.
I don't know why Hasan's having trouble just saying the words. I'm gonna skip through this because like it's unbearable, and I already addressed it. And it's really unbearable. Just word salad for what I said, bro. I don't agree with that. I cannot agree with that. I don't think that's correct. There are many Jewish people who are anti-Israel and anti-Zionist. Just watch your Joe Bartolozzi video response. Did he ever answer your invite? Just so you know, guys, my comment section is like small on my laptop there. It's kind of hard to see, so I'm doing my best to read it. Someone just said that he mentioned it to him, and he said he would watch it if they put the link in the Discord. So he might watch it and react to it on a philosophical stream. So we will see, inshallah.
Are conservatives who are Zionists, Christian Zionists. Why Ben Shapiro? Me and Ben Shapiro and F tier, the two most prominent Jewish creators on YouTube. That's
No, the two biggest liars and defenders on YouTube for Israel and Zionism. Even if you don't want to say that you defend Zionism or Israel, you do that. Hey, can you read this? Yes, I can read that.
the coincidence, just like the swastika, huh?
Ethan,
These are two cosmic
Ethan,
coincidences. Hasan, they're really stacking up.
The tier list that you're talking about.
It's all performative.
First of all, the tier list that we're talking about was literally designed by a Jewish content creator who you advocated to ban, and he got banned.
That's actually crazy. That is actually hilarious. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
Very good, and I'm glad he did. He definitely deserved it.
You called him a token Jew.
And I still stand by that. The man is just fucking. He's yeah.
So you.
Yeah, the Bill Burr. You're talking about Bill Burr, right? Yeah, I think that was the beginning of the end for him.
You get to draw swastikas on PewDiePie, but Rafi can't say that there is a tier list here where Sabra Hummus.
This is Frogan's tier list. This is her.
Lowest, the Sabra Hummus, liking Sabra Hummus is the lowest tier.
Ben
and
Shapiro.
The highest tier is being able to get a Habibi pass. You, as a Jew.
And the public pressured him to apologize to H3. Did he actually? Seriously? That is very pathetic.
Get to determine what other Jews are able to do.
By the way, again, guys, if you want to skip any part, just type skip in the chat. And if I see enough, then I'll just skip.
You're the Pope of the Jews, as Sam Cedar likes to call Ben Shapiro.
I'm not determining what they can do, but this is Frogan's bit. This is her stage. This is her bit. I mean, you can say the Jewish dude is the fall guy and did everything, but that's not true.
You get to draw swastikas, but Rafi can't even say Sabra Hummus is dog shit.
He can say whatever he wants.
I'm
not criticizing. By the way, you think that my criticism is that he doesn't like Sabra Hummus? Are you being serious right now? By the way, is that a beef? Hold on, what are you drinking?
It's a Dr. Pepper cream soda.
Isn't that who owns that?
I don't know, but it's not on the BDS national BDS list.
Are you sure?
Yes,
we'll double
I'm 100%
check.
sure.
Who cares? Like, seriously, he's drinking a drink. That's not the same as defending the entity that's offing innocent men, women, and children. Like, you're really going to argue that Hasan is anti-Palestinian movement because he's drinking Dr. Pepper? Just look at his face. Just look at his face. Just everyone look. Everyone look. Everyone look. I'm going to make you all look. Okay? That's the face of the guy who we're listening to right now.
Okay, we'll double check that.
You.
It's not about Sabra Hummus, and like, let's not.
What the freaking heck is Habibi Pass? It's basically when Arabs, they go to a non-Arab and they say you have the Habibi Pass. Like they go to a white guy or whatever and say you have the Habibi Pass. You can say Habibi or whatever. It's just a joke. It's not a real thing.
Let's not be obtuse.
Actually, the BDS one is actually pretty funny too, because like you've been, you consistently talk about how like I drink Diet Coke or whatever. When that fan came up to me and said, "Stop drinking Diet Coke," it was not on the Palestinian National Committee's official BDS list.
Yes,
and
it was.
ever since it has
You're
been
lying.
on that official BDS list, I have not drank Diet Coke or.
Who cares? He does not have to like drink. You can drink Coke. You're not gonna like it's whatever. I don't care. Genuinely, like I think overall people should avoid and boycott Coke. But if someone's drinking it. And especially if they're at the level of Hasan, where he's raised millions of dollars, he's raised so much money and a lot of attention for the cause. I'm not gonna lose my mind over that. I don't care. I say as a Palestinian with family in Palestine, I don't care. I do care, however, about people like Ethan Klein and his team, who are silent when he's, belligerently. Dismissing and hand-waving the real issues that Palestinians face with saying BS like, it was inevitable. Israel's reaction was inevitable. No, it wasn't. If it was inevitable, it's because they're psychopath murderers. That's why.
Purchased any Diet Cokes at all.
I'm skipping this. I'm sorry, guys.
Not be silly about this. It's about what's Sabra means a Jew born in Israel. It's an Israeli company. Everybody knows it's like considered like Israeli hummus. It's been on the BDS list. Everybody knows the connotations of Sabra hummus, right?
So doo-doo.
Nobody.
It is
yeah,
doo-doo
I don't
hummus.
like Sabra hummus either. But we're not talking about hummus. What I don't like is anti-Semitism perpetuated by your friends and swept by you. Now, why is Ben Shapiro on the F tier? That's a cosmic coincidence. Okay.
Yeah, cosmic coincidence that you're both basically raging Zionists. Wow, cosmic coincidence. Just.
Have made. I'm just simply speculating at this point. But you know it's
Wait, look, there's a comment. Because Ben is anti-Muslim and pro-Israel. Yeah, because Ben's a ishhead like you. Yeah. What the hell?
Are you not embarrassed by this?
Wait. Ethan literally said Shapiro should be gassed. he's insane. That's crazy to say. That's an insane thing to say.
Armpit hair? It's so cringy, bro. It's like so.
Wait,
Just simply
what?
speculating at this point. But you know it's a
Are you
It's a
not embarrassed
joke.
by this armpit hair? It's so
What? Are you not embarrassed by this armpit? What is he talking about? What are you talking about?
cringy, bro. It's like so weird. I'm glad.
Is he talking about Hasan? Is he talking about him to his face like that?
Glad you changed that finally. On a separate note,
what?
Even he's flabbergasted. Like, what are you talking about? Like, did you really just say that? This guy is gonna talk about cringe. This is gonna talk about cringe.
I find it just so weird and bizarre that this was your thumbnail for so long. Also, ironic.
Okay, he's trying to do not just a gotcha. He's going at him. He's trying to demean him. He's trying to disrespect him. He's trying to make him lose all of his confidence. And for someone as insecure as Ethan Klein is, it is so pathetic. It is. People are being offed, and you want to talk about this guy's profile picture? You are seriously such a malicious piece of garbage. Genuinely, like Ethan Klein is a malicious liar. And he's so disingenuous. And he can't debate. So he has to have his team compile a bunch of notes and pull it up on a freaking Google Doc or whatever on his laptop because he can't make a coherent point.
Ironically wearing a Rolex hat, which is like probably the symbol of capitalist excess.
Yeah, okay. And yeah, you defended freaking Geno. Like what's wrong with you, dude?
Yeah. I got a free Rolex
Cool,
hat
dude.
from a friend of mine. I still wear it every now and then.
Yeah, and you're so.
And yeah, now he's making fun of him. Why? Why? Is it because maybe you want to avoid the debate? You want to avoid being held accountable? You want to avoid being dog walked in the debate and made to look stupid? And Hasan is obviously very like flabbergasted because he didn't expect it to be this malicious personal attack.
Oh wow, who knew? So
He's just making fun of him. Like this guy is like, oh, he's so cringy and he's so ugly too. Like as a human being.
anyway,
Wait,
Ben
I'm so-
Shapiro was
wait, what?
accidentally in the
What does
F
this have
tier.
to do with anything? What's going on, man? What's happening?
Yeah, I know it's confusing. It's very confusing for you. It's like a car
there's
crash, I'm sure.
So why do you think there's a
Be-
Jewish man?
so
in
this
the
is a
A
cosmic
tier
mistake.
on
Let's
the,
move
on
on.
the tier list? If you think that it's like all about anti-Semitism and
Do you think that this is at least a bad coincidence?
no, I don't. I really
Well,
don't.
that's fantastic.
No, I don't think it's a bad coincidence at all. I think you're like you're trying to.
And the fact that his team, you guys have to understand, Hasan and Ethan had a podcast together, and the same team that's in the room with Ethan now, you can't see them, but if you watch his podcast, you know that he has a team of multiple people. I think like Dan, Love, AB, Olivia, I think. I don't know if there's Alina in there. I don't think there is, but yeah, a bunch of people. They've all been anti-Israel, pro-Palestinian forever. And then Ethan and his wife, who's serving the IDF, switched up completely all of a sudden. And they are so spineless, they won't speak up against it. And when AB did speak up against it once, Ethan has a button where he can cut off the audio and the video and retract the last like 30 seconds of the stream. The second AB spoke up about iDubbbz' content cop and basically said, yeah, isn't this the point that iDubbbz is making? He hit the button. Okay, he hit the button. He took back the last 30 seconds and AB was gone when the podcast came back. And his spineless team, who are supposed to be liberal and loving and pro-Palestinian, don't have the courage or the spine to stand up to this loser when they used to also be, I don't want to say employees, but peers of Hasan because they worked on the podcast that he was the host of. Pathetic, very pathetic, and they are cowards. At first, I was a little bit lenient for them, but after this, they are very pathetic.
Find with a fine-tooth comb like any incidents
Of course.
that even
The
come
Jewish
across as
man is
remotely
crazy. He
anti-Semitic,
sees
then
anti.
you're
This guy is crazy. Ethan is crazy. And no, not because you're Jewish, because you're crazy. Because you are losing your mind. Genuinely. And everyone can see it. It's a car crash happening in real time. He's not Zio, though. Why do you think he is? Because if you watch Sam Seder's discussion with him, I'll give two examples and then I'll move on. Because I'm going to be honest, your username is A. I'm referring to you. I don't know if you're being honest here or if you're just asking questions like with a point and you don't actually care about the answer or the truth. I'm going to assume the best. I'm going to be gracious. When he was speaking with Sam Seder mentioned that Israel said on multiple occasions, even if Hamas released the hostages, they would not stop attacking Gaza. They would not stop. They would continue their war, their geno. And Ethan's like, oh, no, I don't think that's true. I haven't seen that before. I haven't heard that. I don't think that's true. Why is he defending Israel when they blatantly said they would continue this geno, this war that they call it? Because it fits better with his ideals and his perception of Israel. So he is defending them. And that makes him, on some level, a Zionist. Another example, my family's in the West Bank. I don't want to say the exact location, but they're in the West Bank. Alhamdulillah, may Allah protect them. Another example would be when, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. It was another thing on Sam Cedar's discussion. I can't remember it, but yeah, that's one example. Moving on.
Anti-Semitism
really hard
everywhere.
time. Well,
These
you want my
are
answer,
just
you want my
cosmic
perspective, I'm telling you.
mistakes.
If you want my perspective, I'm giving it to you. I think genuinely, at a time when there is unprecedented levels of
Yes,
open
I know. We
out
can't
and
talk about anything else. That's
anti-Semitism,
very convenient for you.
at a time when there is unprecedented levels of out and about anti-Semitism with incredibly prominent, oftentimes right-wing conservative figureheads actively talking.
Yes, he doesn't believe in the right for Palestinians to defend themselves against the geno. He doesn't believe it's an apartheid. He was debating Nelson Mandela and his group in South Africa and saying that they were not violent and that Hamas is violent. Therefore, they're not the same. They can't be compared. When South Africa calls you an apartheid, you're an apartheid, dude. Like, that's point blank period. When you're on, when you have a charge against you for the crime of geno in the ICJ, the International Court of Justice, then yeah, it's plausible that you're committing one. So I don't know why he defends these points, and that's why he's a Zionist at heart.
About Jews.
By the way, he'll say things like it is a geno, and he'll say things like I'm not a Zionist, but then he'll behave like one. That's like me saying I'm not a Christian, but then I pray to a Trinity, I worship a Trinity, I believe in a Trinity, but I'm not a Christian. It doesn't make sense.
Okay? In deeply anti-Semitic fashion, you have lasered in on people that you can't even actually catch, quote unquote, dead to rights because they're not anti-Semitic.
Well,
And
they're
you
not wearing
want
a
to
shirt that
make
says
them-
"I hate
it
Jews,"
seems
but they're
to me-
walking around
it seems to me
swastikas
like you-
and doing tier lists with Jews on the bottom. I mean, that's as
seems to
close as you
me
can pretty
like
much fucking get
you-
without them just saying "I hate Jewish people."
Ethan, it seems to me like you
And I
want
think you're
them
acting
to
really
be
silly and obtuse
anti-Semitic.
right now. The guy who's all about microaggressions and understand the perspective of minorities and stuff, telling a Jewish man that he's
We're literally talking about how the minority, not in terms of number, in terms of power, are being ethnically cleansed in Palestine. And you're the minority? You're the one with the platform, buddy. You're the one with the platform. You're not the minority. You have a platform. You have money. You have resources. You're not the minority here. So watch yourself. Seriously.
hallucinating
Yes.
anti-Semitism and
I'm
won't
doing
even
that.
concede that this looks bad.
No,
Okay,
you're
fantastic.
hallucinating anti-Semitism in this circumstance. I'm not
Very
saying
good.
anti-Semitism is not a prominent fixture of American politics.
Very good.
I actually do think that anti-Semitism has exploded in
Very brave of
popularity
you to
in
say.
American
Very brave.
politics, especially. So that's not my point at all. I'm saying you individually right now wish that these people were anti-Semitic. So you're trying
really
to
don't.
find anything you can hold.
Yeah, you want to be a victim so bad. You are dying to be a victim so bad. You want something to cry about. Go stub your toe if you want to cry about something. What you're looking for doesn't exist. You and Ben Shapiro are both raging Zionists. You're both liars. You both defend Israel, whether you want to admit it or not. You have done it multiple times. You and someone mentioned in the comments here, you and your wife both said that Yoav Gallant is a good guy, which is the most outrageous thing to say. He's he's literally a pillar in the institution that's carrying out this geno in Palestine, this apartheid in Palestine. That's why, like, if you want to conjure up some mystical boogeyman, go for it. But it doesn't exist in this case.
Sounds
Let me
stupid as hell. What?
No, when you go, I can't draw, I'm not them. I mean, it's...
I mean, I don't know what you're asking me. What their genuine decision?
That's another thing. It's a question of intention. It's a question of intention. How would anyone know what their intentions are? If it could be understood this way or it could be understood that way, who would know? But he's assuming the worst because he wants there to be a boogeyman. He wants there to be something to cry about.
Why would I want my best friend Idubs to be anti-Semitic?
What their process was.
Why would
But
I
don't
want
think
my
it's
best
an
friend
issue.
Idubs to be anti-Semitic? Why would I want that? You think I enjoy my friends and people around me
Can I be honest?
being
Do you
anti-Semitic?
want me to tell you why? I don't
I
think
would.
you're
If everyone's crazy, then you're the one who's insane. Okay, as they always say. So if everybody else is crazy and everybody else is wrong, you're the one who's insane. You're the one who's wrong.
gonna
Love
like the
to hear-
answer.
Yeah, this is going to be good. Go ahead.
Okay. You want everyone that has criticized you to be anti-Semitic so that it makes you feel better about your
Facts.
position. It's not your own personal positions that you have explained to people that come across like you're using anti-Semitism as a shield to deflect criticisms against Israel.
Yes.
And that
This
if
is,
they are
what
actually
an
out and about
analysis.
anti-Semites, that'll make you feel a little bit more comfortable, like you've won the
Yes.
argument in your mind, and that your community would also finally go, oh yeah, you're right. You're a permanent victim in this situation. But because there's an unimaginable
Very
amount
true.
of anti-Semitism everywhere online, it comes across as shocking that you laser in.
I don't get why we talk about anti-Semitic. I'm only saying it for YouTube, but anti-Semiticalism so much when there are so many Israelis, so many Zionists who say things like when they see offed children in Gaza in Palestine, they say things like, well, they shouldn't have attacked. That's what happened. They would have grew up to be a terror person and all these things, the most outrageous, inhumane things. Anti-Arabism, Islamophobia, and racism, specifically against Palestinian people, and the dehumanization of Palestinian people is way more of a severe issue that has real life severe consequences for Palestinian than anti-Semiticalism does right now. Because there are not 2.3 million Jewish people in a concentration camp right now undergoing a geno. There are 2.3 million Arab Palestinians in a concentration camp undergoing a geno.
On what you perceive are dog whistles when they're very clearly not even dog whistles at all. And I'll give you an example of this. Something that you did that I found very funny was you tweeted, or you don't tweet, sorry. You Instagram posted about my Theo Vaughn podcast appearance.
Sure
My
did.
Theo Vaughn podcast appearance where you were like, oh, I can't believe Theo Vaughn didn't actually ask him about his like dangerous anti-Semitism or any number of different things
my God.
in the conversation. Including, I think you talked about Rick Scott. Now, we did actually talk. Theo Vaughn and I did actually talk about Rick Scott.
Let's pull
I'm
that
sure you
clip
didn't see
up,
that.
Hasan.
But hold on. Let me finish. But what I found very strange about that was the fact that Theo Vaughn, and I didn't even know this at the time, the day prior to me, had actually interviewed Candace Owens. I think you and I both agree that Candace Owens is an anti-Semite, right?
I think that he was on that 1-2 punch.
Okay, so
What?
so
Bow,
do you
bang.
think- Do you think
Hit him with that
Ethan-
anti-Semitism,
no,
boy.
Ethan, as your former
think
podcast
he was on a
co-host,
vibe.
as your former podcast co-host,
This guy's so weird.
do you think that I am anti-Semitic? One, and if I am, if you think I am, do you think I'm as anti-Semitic as Candace Owens?
So, yes, I think you're anti-Semitic at this point. I'm comfortable saying that.
At this
Are you
point.
as
Ethan Klein is anti-Arab. He's anti-Arab and he's racist against Palestinians. And I saw a clip, it actually comes out in this debate where he says, the Arabs did X, Y, Z, the Arabs. And he conflates Arab countries, governments, with all Arabs.
anti? Well, let
Do
me
you- okay,
finish.
then let's
Oh,
move
let me
on from
finish. You
Frogan,
asked me two
and let's
questions.
address
No.
what you think
You
I'm
asked
doing that's
me.
anti-Semitic.
Hold the phone. You asked me two questions together. I'm going to answer both. You said, do you think I'm anti-Semitic? After talking to you so far today, I can say unreservedly yes. I think that you are
Hasan should not have even asked that question. Who cares? This guy's crazy. If you ask him if the sky's orange, he's going to say, yeah, it's orange. Who cares about his opinion?
more anti-Semitic than Candace Owens? No. But I think your form of anti-Semitism is way more destructive and sinister. Candace
my
Owens
God.
is
Basically, everything that he has done, like I say crime, not literally like a crime, legal crime, but every wrong that he's done and that he's guilty of, he's making other people guilty of that. He's guilty of subtly defending Israel, of subliminally defending Israel and hand-waving all their crimes and their atrocities. But now other people are guilty of doing that against Jewish people and against him. And now anytime someone criticizes him, oh, well, they're just anti-Semitical.
anti-Semitic
Hold
now?
on there, Hasan. This is an important
You think I'm
question.
anti-Semitic now? Because 2 days ago you said I
I'm going to
wasn't.
answer.
Oh,
I'm
that's
gonna-
so
I'm gonna
funny. 2 days ago he wasn't.
Answer.
Okay. Or yesterday.
Your form of
I think, or 2 days ago?
anti-Semitism is way more insidious because it's silent, it's tricky. She's out there just saying what she believes, and I respect her for that.
You respect her for that? You respect her for being, what, blatant about what you think is anti-Semitic stuff?
Nick Fuentes is just out there. Nobody knows that what's his stance on Israel. Candace Owens' stance on Israel. But you're tricky. What you do is deny the heritage of Middle Eastern Jews, stuff like that. You accuse them of being always the
What?
oppressor. Always, always.
Can you?
I need to watch that again.
But you're tricky. What you do is deny the heritage of Middle Eastern Jews, stuff like that. You accuse them of being always the
What?
oppressor.
Yeah. Israel is the oppressor. Zionists are the oppressors. That is like literally an established fact. Under international law, they're a belligerent state. They're an illegal occupying force. So by definition, they are the oppressor. They're on trial right now with the charge of Geno with the ICJ. By definition, yeah, they are the oppressors. This guy is actually intentionally dull. He knows he's intentionally dull, and he's malicious, and he's doing this all performatively. This is all performative. He knows what he's doing, and he's a liar. And he brought Hasan on to do gotcha moments. He didn't bring him on for a discussion because he can't have a discussion. He is a malicious liar, and all of this is performative.
Always, always.
Can you
everything?
point to-
And by the way, you spent the first part of this debate calling me insane for what I think most people would perceive as blatant, obvious
Ethan, I
anti-Semitism.
think-
Most people, he's deluded. He is actually deluded. Nobody perceives it that way. Nobody, except you. Because you have something to cry about now. You have something to complain about now. Because you're not the one in Gaza being bombed. So how are people going to feel bad for Ethan? Poor baby Ethan. He needs something to feel bad about so people can feel bad for him. He needs to be a victim. He needs to be a victim. Those Palestinians being massacred, they're not the victims. He is. And this is why. Because the Sabra tier list. Because Sabra hummus sucks. That's why. Seriously, get a grip, dude.
acts.
I don't think most people would look at what you're doing right now and think that
Well,
this
let's
is
not worry
a
about
sign
that.
of
Let's-
mental
let's-
sanity.
Let's not talk about that part. Let's not even fathom people disagreeing with me. Let's just move on.
Well, you accuse me of not mentioning that Theo Vaughn did not ask you about Rick Scott. Let's go
I'm gonna be real. I don't care about this. Like, if you guys want me to skip, I'll skip. Just let me know because I'm like itching to skip this. I really don't care.
back and watch the clip.
No, I said
Because, like,
I didn't
of
say
what
in the
you just
clip.
said.
Bro,
I
you
said in your
literally look like the
Instagram
dude from
story.
Beetlejuice. That's crazy.
On your
The small head
Ethan,
guy?
I use my words very carefully. I said in the
Why is he making fun of his looks now? I think Ethan is so insecure that he needs to dog on other people. He's spoken about, by the way, I saw a clip where Ethan spoke about Hasan, saying that he's sexy or something. And I don't know if he said it sarcastically or if he was like paraphrasing something that someone else said and sarcastically or whatever. But it's clear that he thinks Hasan's an attractive guy. So he needs to now dogpile on him and roast him and insult him to feel better about himself. Because I don't care how he looks on the outside. Inside, he's a terrible person. Terrible person. He is such a terrible human being who can see kids being massacred in Palestine and somehow still find a way to defend Israel. You're a terrible person. He needs to make Hasan feel bad and try and make Hasan look bad to feel better about himself because he's insanely insecure. And it's very, very pathetic.
Instagram story that you posted. I don't
Small
watch
head
your
guy,
stream that
Beetlejuice.
much. I don't.
I'm not even going to entertain this. You literally, like, you're so cringy. He has nothing else going for him, really. He has nothing else going for him.
Okay.
Okay, let me ask
He
you
should
my turn.
retire. Just retire already, dude. He needs to retire.
Do you think it's appropriate to accuse? Do you think it's appropriate to accuse any Jewish person you disagree with of working with the ADL?
Oh my God.
No, I don't. I
Here,
don't think
for
it's
example, is
appropriate.
someone
If you're
using it
talking about me
anti-Semitically.
saying that Ethan Klein and ADL in unison got
Hassan, let me
got
finish.
people,
You're
got people
getting
deplatformed,
ahead of
then
yourself,
yes,
buddy.
I do think that that's a
You're getting
valid
ahead of
thing
yourself, man.
That's a valid thing to not only speculate, but also I stand on
Hold
that
the
for sure.
phone. Hassan, I'm
Hold the phone. Let me do my gotcha moment. My team worked very hard to prepare these points and these notes for me. I need to get this gotcha so I can feel better about myself. Cringe. I'm not gonna watch that entire part. It's actually a waste of everyone's time. Ethan asked Hasan if he has any. Okay. Let's see.
Do you know any Jewish people that aren't anti-Zionists?
Yes,
Who?
I'm not going to review.
Oh.
I don't want to. They're normies. I don't want to dox
Okay.
them.
Yeah, you're lying.
No, I'm not.
You're sur-
He's like, they're normal people. I don't want to dox them. I don't want to give their personal information. Oh, you're lying. He could have said, oh, yeah, I know John. I know Tom. I know Timmy. I know so-and-so, and make up a random name. But no, you're lying.
I'm not lying.
Yes, you are. You're absolutely lying.
Dog, I live in West Hollywood. You think I'm not around Zionist Jews? What are you talking about?
Do you pass Jews on the street? Yes. Are you friends with?
No, I'm friends. Yes,
Okay,
I am.
Very good.
Oh, it's so funny. Look at him going through his notes. He's like, okay, that didn't work. Moving on.
Don't believe
They've
you.
treated me.
Watch, he's going to jump to another point. He says, I don't believe you. And he's scrolling through his notes. He's going to jump to something else.
With much more dignity than you have, as a matter of fact.
Well, yeah, because
Surprisingly
they're
enough,
not
we
on
can
the
have a more
receiving end of
normal
an insane
conversation.
fucking
I can have a more
harassment
normal
campaign.
conversation with
Why
them
would they? Why
than-
would?
A harassment campaign? Like someone is funding this? Does he think some people are funding a harassment campaign against him? Or is it more likely that he's just a belligerent liar and a malicious person? And people can sniff out that he's fake. And they're calling him out for his BS.
Wouldn't
You
they?
seemingly.
All right, so you
They would
think
most
that's
likely laugh at
just to
all of
recap.
this.
Just
if
to
they're watching.
recap here, but so we can move on. I mean, did the random Zionist Jews that are treated you so kindly, did they have CPS show up to their house or skulls sent to their house?
You had CPS sent to your house for reasons unrelated to your garbage takes on what's happening in Palestine right now. I don't know why he keeps parroting this point. Of course, Ethan is an insecure creature. Just look at his face, how frequently, almost constantly. Well, let's not say that. Let's not make fun of him, please, because he has Tourette's, right? So that's not something to joke about or make fun of. I don't know if you knew that, but no, like I said earlier in the stream, no one make fun of that because he has Tourette's, and it's not funny to joke about that.
It's
You okay?
interesting because you're currently doing the thing that I'm criticizing you on, where you are looking at a situation that you recognize is a genocide, and your only consideration and your only concern
It's not my only
revolves
concern. I care
around-
about multiple things, my
revolves.
friend.
Yes, you can, but these are really stupid things to care about, Ethan.
I mean, that's easy for you to say. You're the one being accused of it. Let's just act it.
He needs to stop letting Ethan talk and just keep talking to shut the guy up. Just finish your point. Just plug your ears, ignore him, listen to the sound of your own voice, and finish your point. Yeah, no, it's not on the same level as people being offed in Palestine, a geno happening right now. Your personal quarrels with people are not as important or even close to as important as people being offed and us having to stand up for their rights.
Let's
No
ask
one-
the
no-
accused how serious their crime is.
Yeah, let's ask Israel. Let's ask Israel how serious their crime is. Let's ask Israel what they should do. Let's ask them what they should do to solve this issue. Let's ask them if they're seriously committing crimes.
Brilliant. O.J. Simpson, do you think that this is a serious
Do you
court
think
case?
that
No, I don't.
Sabra
Well,
Hummus is
And you see how he had to switch it? Serious court case? He's like, what do you think of the crime? He's like, oh, it's a terrible crime. Because he's maintaining he didn't commit it. So it doesn't even make sense psychologically, but
and
regardless.
there it is. Let's
you
let
think
him
that
free.
The Sabra Hummus' shit tier is akin to O.J. Simpson,
Can
your pro-Palestinian bona fides. You have talked
What
about
do you
how
mean
you
bona
gave
fides?
my fundraiser. What?
sorry, what do you mean by bona fides?
Like you've claimed that you are a stalwart ally of the Palestinian cause. You
Correct.
tried to also say this to Sam Cedar as well. You brought
Mm-hmm.
forward the fact that you had given $6,500 in your context puke that
Mm-hmm.
you did as a further indication that you are pro-Palestinian. Even though you then turned around and actually criticized additional fundraisers that had taken place, like the Creators for Palestine charity that generated $1.3 million, including the fundraiser that you initially had given $6,500 to as a reason for why you were such a staunch ally. Why did you turn around and say that pro-Palestinian fundraisers are actually completely irrelevant in the grand scheme of things and completely useless? Do you think that pro-Palestinian charities are simply there to make yourself feel like you're pro-Palestine? Do you feel like $6,500 was enough for you to spend the rest of the year actively deplatforming pro-Palestinian content
People
creators?
harassing me?
What?
I'll answer your question.
No one's harassing you,
So I
dude.
claimed when talking about, now, by the way, this is something I criticize you for, which is, being obtuse, mischaracterizing arguments, and basically just being a prolific liar. So here's what
This is just poisoning the well. He's just poisoning the well. He's basically trying to list off reasons why no one should listen to Hasan or take him seriously. And it's a fallacy. It's a tactic used in debates to try and discourage and demean your opponent before anything meaningful happens.
the conversation was about, right? I was talking about how when you're talking about activism, raising money isn't the most important thing because it can only do so much. There's other ways to do effective activism, like protesting, et cetera.
I'm sorry, guys. I don't care about this point. Why he works with Destiny?
Let's move on. You got it? You want any more? Call me crazy or hallucinating again? Is that
I don't
all you
even
got?
need to do that. I think you're doing that all on your own.
We'll see.
That's funny.
Yeah, we'll see.
That's funny.
So, do you want to tell me what is your evidence that I work with or talk to?
I don't think Hijab would waste his time with Ethan. Like I don't. I think Hijab only accepts like a certain level of debate opponent, and this he does not meet it by any stretch of the imagination.
Or have any association with at all with Destiny?
What? Destiny?
What? You,
I
what
know,
the?
What a filthy person. Like, why are you making fun of someone for their mannerisms? Like, you asked a completely irrelevant question that nobody cares about, and he went, "What?" And now you're making fun of him. Like, you're such an insecure man-child. Seriously, you're such an insecure man-child. Just engage in the discussion and move on. I don't know how anyone can. I think only Israelis can watch this and feel happy. I think only Israelis can watch this and feel happy because they watch a geno taking place and they're happy about it. They don't care. So yeah, I'm not surprised that his audience is probably enjoying this.
The guy that I talked about fucking obsessively 100 times a day, that is like basically like the Antichrist, the Lord.
You're literally, how many times do you talk about Hasan? How many times do you talk about iDubbbz? You're the most obsessed and obsessive person in the world. You host hours-long podcasts, talking about Hasan, talking about iDubbbz, talking about anyone who has spoken up against you or is anti, blah, 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 whatever you call them. You're the obsessed one. You need to just get a grip and move on in life.
Lord Voldemort, my community. Yeah, you accuse me of working with him, knowing him, talking to him. What is your evidence for that?
Oh, thank you for asking. Not
you're
only is
very
there
welcome.
video footage of you corresponding with someone in your Discord that literally aligns perfectly with Destiny's own Discord, offering clips for you to pull.
That sounds like a stretch.
You've also used clips that are unlisted called Hamas Abi when making arguments about
gives a
my
fuck?
virulent anti-Semitism from
gives a
a
fuck? I
unlisted
pulled a
link
clip.
that came from a Destiny fan account.
So
But
that's your
also-
proof that
but
I work
none
with
of that is
Destiny?
Yeah, I don't think that is really an argument, nor do I think it matters. Like, seriously, who cares? He then asked what he and Hasan have disagreed on regard. He would love to just be like, we don't even disagree on anything. You're just attacking me. You're just attacking me. We don't even disagree. You're just attacking me. When in reality, you are a raging Zionist, as a matter of fact. And there are no quarrels with this because you say that it's a geno, but you don't say it's an apartheid. You say it's a geno, but you don't believe in the right for Palestinians to resist it. So what, should they just lay down and take it? That is basically you saying, I know exactly what Israel's doing, and let them continue. Because what else is there to do? And it's pathetic.
Ethan, this is kind of embarrassing. to
Year and a
admit,
half.
But I defended you both to my community and in general because I thought that you were a lot more open-minded until pretty
What
much
have we disagreed on?
the December of
What have we
2024.
disagreed on? I'm
What?
sorry. What am I not open-minded about? What have we disagreed on, Hasan, other than me criticizing you and your friends? What have I said against the Palestinian people? Go ahead.
What we are
What do we disagree
disagreeing
on?
on is what you choose to focus on and
that
what
seem
you
significant?
think is the major point of contention here.
Well, that's first of all,
Where do you think the situation is heading to? I mean, based on the clip at the beginning, I think Hasan is just gonna snap and have enough of Ethan's disrespect and lies and debate tactics to try and make him look dumb and insults, and he's just gonna, I don't know, lose it. That's what it looked like in the beginning.
I'm what I choose to focus on is certainly something you
It's
can
a little
critique.
frivolous.
But does that justify like lying about me continually for a year and a half just because you don't like where I'm focused? That seems immaterial.
Lying
Yeah, Hasan wants to talk about the actual issue, wants to debate the actual issue, and Ethan wants to talk about his personal problems.
about
Like, just go to therapy.
what?
About me being Destiny fan, about hallucinating, sweeping for your anti-Semitic friends, lying about context, saying that my video's out of context without watching it. Hasan,
I'm gonna skip this entire part because it's a trigger warning, and also I saw a good portion of it. Ethan admits he is falsely smearing Hasan. That's interesting.
You
this is
have
exhausting.
claimed falsely that I do not
No, I've-
recognize the testimony of a sexual assault.
Okay.
Oh, no. It's a falsehood that you claim that I don't recognize.
Oh, you meant Palestine. Is it gonna get worse before it gets better? That's usually how it is. It gets worse before it gets better. I can't say for sure. Allahu alam. Like we really just have to see. But I don't see how it would get better for people in Palestine anytime soon.
That. Do you admit that?
yes, 100%.
So you're
Can we move on?
wait. So you're admitting that you falsely smeared me as someone who is denying a verifiable evidence,
Well, let's take a
verifiable
look
claim
here.
of rape from a first-hand
Well-
account, and it's not from October 7th.
Okay, yes, I'm smearing you. Can we move on, please?
Okay.
Okay, very
All right.
good. Can you explain this?
How can anyone listen to this guy? You just said, yes, I'm smearing you. Okay. End of discussion. No one should listen to him anymore. This was just dropped a nuclear bomb on Yemen? No way. No way. Is not real. Nuke Yemen. I don't think that's correct. I haven't heard anything about it. Unless they're not reporting it for a reason. Yemen rebels say Israeli military base home to nuke missiles targeted. I don't know. Let me look into it more later. I don't see anything right now. False news. Yeah, I didn't think so. Maybe not a nuclear bomb, but I'm going to go to the bathroom quickly. I don't want to just keep it playing. I don't think that's right to just keep it playing without me actually watching it. So I'm going to put on my little break screen and I'll be back in a moment, inshallah.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
قاف والقرآن المجيد بل عجبوا أن جاءهم منذر منهم فقال الكافرون هذا شيء عجيب أإذا متنا وكنا ترابا ذلك رجع بعيد قد علمنا ما تنقص الأرض منهم وعندنا كتاب حفيظ بل كذبوا بالحق لما جاءهم فهم في أمر مريج أفلم ينظروا إلى السماء فوقهم كيف بنيناها وزيناها وما لها من فروج والأرض مددناها وألقينا فيها رواسي وأنبتنا فيها من كل زوج بهيج تبصرة وذكرى لكل عبد منيب ونزلنا من السماء ماء مباركا فأنبتنا به جنات وحب الحصيد والنخل باسقات لها طلع نضيد رزقا للعباد وأحيينا به بلدة ميتا كذلك الخروج كذبت قبلهم قوم نوح وأصحاب الرس وثمود وعاد وفرعون وإخوان لوط وأصحاب الأيكة وقوم تبع كل كذب الرسل فحق وعيد أفعينا بالخلق الأول بل هم في لبس من خلق جديد ولقد خلقنا الإنسان ونعلم ما توسوس به نفسه ونحن أقرب إليه من حبل الوريد إذ يتلقى المتلقيان عن اليمين وعن الشمال قعيد ما يلفظ من قول إلا لديه رقيب عتيد.
Okay, Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. I am back. Let's get back to this train wreck.
Oh, you can't see it?
Oh, yes.
Okay, okay.
Fantastic.
Okay, very good. I guess what's the is just a little delay for him?
No,
Dan?
I can see it. Bro Ridley said, my lived
Yeah.
experience in Israel proper. Great.
What's the picture?
This is zone of interest.
What?
You're familiar, yes?
Explain for the audience what this picture entails.
This is Zone of Interest, which is a Oscar award-winning movie depicting the banality of evil during a literal Holocaust taking place, the monotony of the day-to-day existence, the beautiful garden that
your implication is what?
Rudolf Huss and his family put together.
And your
while
Yes, I washed my hands. Thank you very much.
your
in the backdrop, you can
implication
see there is a
is what?
concentration. There's a concentration camp, Auschwitz.
Your
and, there's a
implication
train
to
that
me is what?
most likely inferred to be sending Jews into the
This is the
concentration
clip you're
camp.
responding to. Hold on. Like it's completely.
I don't get comments like this. Like, there's no context, no explanation. Just, Islam is bad. Okay, bye. You're in timeout for misbehaving.
Based on my. Oh, I actually don't know where it is, but I said we know what it was. I just said Israel proper, right? I said my lived experience in Israel
Can you-
proper.
yeah, play the clip, play the clip.
It's 2 minutes, and I don't know where this happens. If somebody can find out.
No, play the clip. Play the full thing. We have time. I'm not going nowhere.
Well, let me see. Yeah, I mean, I want to watch it too. It's just.
I know you do.
Let's see here. No, I don't. Here, I'll just play it. Oh, this is a clip from the critically acclaimed Content Cop. How's that working out?
So salty. He's actually so salty.
What?
You think Ian's happy he made that video?
Probably.
No,
I would be.
I haven't
You don't
talked to
know?
him about it, but
I mean, he put out a really big video. I mean, I would be stoked.
I don't know why you're asking me about what iDubbbz is thinking, but I mean, I
does?
assume. I
Me
mean,
neither.
it performed pretty well. I think it doubled your video, so I mean, it's
Yeah,
not
I mean,
that bad.
I think, if anything, I think it just means that more people are interested than me than you.
Yeah, no, definitely. I believe
So funny, Hasan had more viewers for this debate than Ethan did. So it's so funny he would say that people care about Ethan more than Hasan.
that for sure. I
Very
think
good.
I think a lot of people. I think a lot of people, some falsely and some for decent reasons, wants to.
Do you want to look
see
at the
someone
like
put you down a
ratio?
peg. It's probably the reason why there's a lot of people watching this conversation as well.
you want to watch the do you want to watch the like ratio on this? Damn.
The like ratio on this.
That's correct, my friend. Here it is.
Wait, what?
Seriously, who cares? Like, even if a bunch of people dislike the video, that doesn't take away from any point that's made in the video. All he did was cry about the CPS thing. He didn't actually refute anything. He didn't actually address anything, and he just fed more into the narrative that he is mentally unwell and should just get off the internet. Is Sneeko working with EA? I have no idea, nor would I know that.
Ethan, play the video. This is also been reported even by your.
I love how he disliked it. I love how he made sure to dislike it. That's so funny.
Play the video. This is also been reported even by your favorite. What is it? Nicholas Eat Oreos to
favorite?
be false.
Okay.
The dislike.
That's another thing. Hasan later went on and he proved that that plugin that shows the dislike ratio is false. It doesn't actually work correctly.
Like metric is not
Let's watch
correct.
it.
Why am I arguing on behalf of Ian's video's performance? I don't give a fuck. Come on, play the video, dude. Come on, Jesus Christ. Play the fucking clip.
This is where Hasan is beginning to snap a bit, and he's returning the same energy to Ethan, which is good.
I mean, it is ironic that he came and did this whole show of doing it with you, and it like just completely humiliated him. I think that's kind of funny and interesting, but I'll play the clip.
Not on Leftovers. He's now talking about it on his podcast.
What I want to do is show you. Are you denying? Hold on, I'm sorry. His entire creator clash is it.
Move on. Move on. Like, you're so cringe and pathetic. He made a freaking hour-long video about you. You did the same thing about multiple creators. Move on in life. You are so obsessive. Oh my God.
Of 5 years living in Israel, my
lived experience as a white man living through the most racist periods in America. My lived experience as the white man. My lived experience as the Zionist living in Israel. As the non-Palestinian living in Israel. I didn't experience any racism. Yeah, because you're Jewish. You're not Arab. The racism is against the Palestinians. I don't give a damn about your lived experience as a white guy.
experience, bro. You are so fucking out of line. You have no idea. How do you have the confidence to make this video? Again, I don't know where it is, dude. The phrase.
Show you guys how I see Israel, because you don't see that when you listen to Hasan.
Israel blocks, and he shows these headlines.
It's so funny. It's so funny. You don't know Israel like I know it. You don't know Israel like I know it. Yet he's on record saying that Israel's like that everyone in Israel is a scammer. And he gave this like depiction of a guy with his hair gelled back driving a BMW or whatever it was, Mercedes or whatever it was, ripping everyone off and scamming people. And him and his wife, by the way, both said that they would never live in Israel. They both hate it there. So it's really funny that he's defending it now.
Israel again blocks Gaza aid. Again, I'm not talking about Gaza, which I say clearly in this clip, but go on.
And you hear all these fucking mega lefties talking.
Israeli authorities block healthcare to Gaza. Again, I'm not. Do you think that I'm talking about walking around Gaza?
This is the part I was talking about.
It is?
We
did
never
you think
defended
that?
how Israel attacked Gaza since October 7th.
How are you going to talk about how multicultural and diverse Israel is when they're ethnically cleansing the other ethnicity?
Kevin, not even
Shield
once.
your eyes.
We never
I think that's
co-signed what they did.
Is that not the point he's making, though?
It already happened. I said it. Oh. No, okay, well, anyway, I said
That's the exact part where he hits the button and he cuts off AB.
the phrase I said is that my experience in Israel proper.
What happened after that?
I'm so happy he asked that. Oh.
It's in Israel proper.
What happened after that? When AB chimed in, I wonder. Anyway, listen.
Who knows? I mean, you like to make inferences based on.
I'm just asking. I don't know. Are you?
Well, it's you know it's so funny.
It's
you know what's
crazy, 'cause
funny?
it
It's
felt
all
like
on
it
the
was both
audio.
AB
Go
and
listen to it,
Olivia
dipshit.
that
It's on the
were-
audio. You don't know what you're talking about. You're a pathological liar. You are a propagandist. It's on the audio. You can go listen to it
both
if you
AB
gave a fuck.
and Olivia were chiming in. I don't know why you buttoned it. I'm just asking. You know, it's fine. It's not that big of a deal.
What are you implying?
I'm eating
here?
Skittles.
What are you implying with this photo?
What
Not
photo?
sponsored.
Oh, with the photo. Okay.
Yeah.
So, let's begin. This is
I don't know what this is. I really don't care about it. Ethan asked why he's ever said that is Zionist.
the reason why people think you are a Zionist is not because you're Jewish, but because of what you're saying. They heard your
What did I say that's
and
Zionist?
they made these inferences.
What have I
off of your
ever said
output.
that shows that I'm Zionist?
Ethan, the way that you have tackled this
No
subject
way.
matter.
Say one thing that has shown the world, undoubtedly, how Zionist I am.
I mean, you just
that I am worthy of the scorn of
personally
you
just
and the
recognized
entire
how wrong
left.
that was. What
What
you
did
just
I
said. So that's one.
Okay,
that's one example.
does that mean I'm a Zionist? I mean, and by the way, that was a recent clip. That doesn't explain the last 2 years.
Yes, it doesn't. And there's
So
plenty
what did
there
I
as
say?
well.
This all started when he laughed at and basically made fun of Aaron Bushnell, who was the guy who set himself ablaze to raise awareness for what's happening in Palestine. He was in the military. He said, I don't want to be a part of this. He had like an entire, I think, letter that he wrote before he did it. And Ethan basically like laughed about it. And his whole crew was silent. Like, what the heck is wrong with this guy? So ever since then, it's been downhill. And that was, I think, the beginning of the decline, of Ethan decline. No pun intended.
In the last 2
There's
years,
plenty
besides
there as
that
well.
clip,
What
did I say, Hasan? What did I say that's Zionist?
Maybe if you shut up and let him speak, he would say it. Like, just be quiet. Oh my lord, this guy's so obnoxious.
As
You
recently
can't
as
give me
last
one
month,
fucking contextual example of me saying something that's Zionist.
You can't give one real life contextual documented example where I don't look bad and it's definitely in context, and it can't be anything that makes me look bad, because if you do say something that makes me look bad, I'm going to cut you off. You can't give me one example?
After this entire... Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay.
You have something?
I have many things. As recently
List
as last
one.
month. As recently as last month.
List one example of
No,
me
I'm
saying
giving you
something
another
I
example.
Zionist.
Just
You can contact Sahar TV and debate him if you are a man. I've never heard of this person in my life. And it's funny that is your response to all of this. Like, your guy Ethan looks so dumb, and he's making Israel continuously look stupid, stupider and stupider for committing their crimes. And this is your one comment. And I'm not gonna hit him up to go on his platform to debate him. If he's a Zionist, if he's defending a Geno, I don't trust him to have a actual fair intellectual debate. I don't trust you guys. You guys are all liars and manipulators. So no, if you want to debate, feel free to express your opinion, and I'll dismantle your garbage. But just saying, go debate this person is not much of an argument, and it's very lame, to be completely honest.
calm down and listen. As recently as last month,
You're not answering
you
my
talked
question.
about
You're just
how
doing this gish galloping.
Hamas is actually putting hostages inside of hospitals. Hamas is actually using tunnel systems under hospitals, and that is part of the reason why Israel is bombing hospitals. Bombing hospitals is a war crime, okay? Bombing hospitals is a war crime. In your conversation
defend that.
with Sam Cedar, while on the one hand, you now recognize that Israel's doing a genocide, and you have in the past as well, for sure, but you've also gone back
Consistently.
and forth on it, and you've called it a war
Absolutely
or
not.
whatever.
Never.
But having said that, in your conversation with Sam Cedar, you thought you had a gotcha where you said that, well, I find it very strange that there's not a single bomb shelter in Gaza.
That's a condemnation of Hamas.
What?
That is a condemnation of Hamas.
I think that's a
Failure
condemnation
to protect
of
the-
your assessment of reality.
How is
Look
that
at the Gaza
pro-Zionist?
Strip. Do you
How
think
is
a
me
bomb
criticizing
shelter would
Hamas
actually
pro-Zionist? Would you like to
survive-
explain that?
Do you think a bomb shelter would actually survive bunker buster bombs? What are you
Be a lot
talking
fucking
about?
safer
There's not a
than
standing structure remaining
the
in most
seventh
parts
floor
of
of an
Gaza.
apartment building.
For Israel to actually systematically destroy every hospital
You're okay with
implies
Hamas spending
that a
the
bomb shelter
totality?
would just simply
Can I
be
ask you a
fucking
question?
crosshairs.
Can I please ask you a question? Again, me criticizing Hamas makes me a Zionist?
You criticizing Hamas makes you a Zionist?
That's what you're
I
claiming.
mean, it depends on how. It depends on what you're saying. Yes.
Well, you know exactly what I
can have
said.
criticism
That's very
of
true.
Hamas in terms of like their own internal domestic affairs, in terms of their governance. But if that's your hyper focus, then yes, people are going to make that inference that you are definitely against any kind of resistance against the state of Israel.
If you criticize Hamas instead of criticizing Israel, yeah, you are a Zionist. If you criticize Hamas, in excess instead of criticizing Israel, yeah, you are definitely a Zionist.
Because
they don't make bomb
Palestinians-
shelters?
Because your expectation
they don't make
from the
bomb shelters?
Palestinians is to just simply sit there and take it, so you can fucking act like you felt bad 10 years down the line.
Exactly.
Everything that you claim.
Exactly.
The whole fucking apparatus of harassment that exists across social media with you at the center of it infringes on an inference that you maybe meant this. I have never once said I'm Zionist. The only reason people believe that is because you repeat it maliciously.
No, it's because you act like it. You speak like it. You say you're not a Zionist, then you say all the talking points that Zionists use. Like, well, what was Israel supposed to do? It was inevitable that they were going to do all of this. How else should they respond to Hamas? As if they didn't put 2.3 million people in a concentration camp over the last 18 years or so. Yeah, these are Zionist talking points, straight out of the Zionist handbook. And I'm not joking when I say that. There was an actual Zionist handbook titled How to Defend Israel, written in like 2009 or something like that.
Why people
Time
believe that
and
is
time
because
again.
of your hyper focus on
Name one.
you, and your distractions.
That makes me a
away,
Zionist?
And your
That makes me a
deliberate
Zionist?
deplatforming attempts towards pro-Palestinian content creators. It is ridiculous.
Yeah, you not admitting it's an apartheid makes you a Zionist. You saying it's the ghetto, but then saying that you don't, or not saying that you believe the Palestinians can actually resist it, yeah, it makes you a Zionist.
You
Being
simply
pro-Palestine
say
doesn't
you
absolve you of guilt.
recognize the
I'm willing to argue that, or I'm willing to bet that Israel would admit that what they're doing is a geno if it had no negative repercussions. Like, they would be blatant and honest about it. Yeah, we are doing this, if it didn't have any negative repercussions on their country. The only reason they're not blatantly saying it, even though they low-key have blatantly said it in the past, just not in those terms, is because it's going to harm their country. Otherwise, they would just say it. They say, yeah, we are doing it, and no one can stop us.
genocide, but you also literally get mad at people who fight back. You get mad at the
So
Houthis.
I'm
You
public
call
enemy
them
number one.
terrorists. You call Hezbollah
For
a terror
defending
group, which
myself.
is, by the American state's definition, absolutely considered a terror group. But there are plenty of terror groups that have successfully
do you not
resisted
consider Hezbollah a
against
terror group?
American imperialism and other forms of settler colonial violence.
Do you not consider Hezbollah a terrorist group?
I think the definition of terrorism by the American State Department is intentionally vague to deny people their
about the-
habeas corpus, deny people their due process. It is there to justify whatever kind of militant action that the American government can take. This is a severe violation of the American
Okay,
Constitution.
very good.
So yes,
Hasan,
I think
please,
that
I
this
wanna have a-
definition.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. Yeah, Yov Gallant said we're fighting human animals, and Ethan Klein and Ela Klein said that Yov Gallant is a good guy. They got rid of a good guy.
Is
Can
intentionally
I
vague
give
and
you?
it's
Can I
fucking-
ask? Can I request something?
Is silly.
Can I please request something?
No, you can please shut up. I don't care about Hezbollah. Leftovers H3 subreddit, bro. Like, what? This guy is so like self-obsessed and so insecure at the same time. Like, it's so pathetic. Evidence of Reddit called CPS on him. Like, dude, what on earth? Moko, come. Moko. Want to see? Maybe my cat wants to watch with us. Guys, I don't know if I could do this, man. We're just under halfway through. I don't know how much more of this I could take. I just want to see Hasan snap, to be honest, at this point. Let's see. Maybe here.
Ethan,
Because they were being
there
discriminated
are
against.
Jews
That is a historical fact.
Have
Six-Day
you ever
War
actually
aftermath.
listened to a clip of me talking about this?
What?
Oh my God, you have no idea what my perspective on this is. You're just fucking
Of course,
yelling at
we-
nothing.
well,
What? I wish Hasan did that back to Ethan, where he just got caught off guard. He's like, what? He should have done the same thing.
Well, what are you doing right now?
Oh
What are you
my
wasting time
God.
for, buddy?
This is the reason why you're repeating.
No, I
shit
have
that
heard you
have not
talk
felt-
about it
the
time
shit
and
that I
time
don't
again.
actually believe.
Bro, you are continually okay?
Uh-oh.
Not
Oh my
acknowledging
God.
the trauma of Middle Eastern
Oh my
Jews.
God.
Uh-oh. Not acknowledging the trauma. That's exactly what Ethan's doing. He's not acknowledging the actual trauma. He's not acknowledging what a real solution would look like. He's not acknowledging it's an apartheid against Palestinians.
You characterize it like they left. Yes, I've seen
listened
it.
to anything that's not 30 seconds long?
Yes, bro.
From me?
That's
Have
so
you?
ironic that you're saying that as
I'm
you
literally in
misquote
front of you.
React to Ethan admitting Ela is a terror. Can't say the rest of it. He didn't like he said it sarcastically. I'm pretty sure. Like he didn't actually admit it. Based on what he said, by definition, she is. Yeah, but he didn't actually say that and mean it. As far as I know, he just wanted to get away from the point because he loves doing that. He loves running away from a point when he's proven wrong on something.
Slime who said he fled because he was afraid and not because of Zion. Here's the clip.
But you're too busy trying to get a gotcha
Here's the
here
clip.
so you can fucking
Yeah.
follow the clip.
Yeah.
But everyone's still going to think you're a fucking loser, dude. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
Just shut up and listen if you want to actually hear my
Here's the clip.
perspective.
I'm shutting up and listening to you.
Okay, thank you.
For the Iraqi Jews.
Because when anti-Semitism increases in the West, Israel sees that as a complementary tool to its Zionist project, the Zionist ambition of bringing either all Jews to Israel, or at least make Jews in the Western world that are outside of Israel, Jews in diaspora, support Israel.
Imagine if Ethan didn't do this on his platform. Imagine if he went on Hasan's platform. The way he would get absolutely smoked because he doesn't have his team. He doesn't have this projector where he can put up any clip he wants that Dan or whoever else is pulling up for him and making his arguments for him. He would actually have to sit face to face, man to man, on his own behalf. He has to play a clip to divert the topic. It's pathetic.
Because it gives additional credence to the argument. It gives additional credence to the argument that no Jew is ever safe if there is no Jewish state.
It's so funny because Jews are the least safe in Israel. They're subject to the most danger in Israel, not just by other countries or other forces or other military groups, but by their own people, because the Hannibal Directive literally says we will kill our own people before we let them be taken as prisoners. It is the least safe spot on the face of the earth for Jewish people.
That is the underpinning of the Zionist project in general.
Why did you not mention the anti-Semitism? You exclusively talk about Zionism being the reason for forcing them out. Why do you deny that they were expelled by force, the vast majority of them?
Ethan, if you think that that is the entirety of my perspective on this matter,
illuminate me.
You please need to stop talking and listen to the amount of times that I've talked about this.
No, it's not really beneficial, to be honest, to watch it. That's why I got 2 hours in, then I had to skip towards the end. I think I'm gonna be done soon because it's really not getting anywhere. And Ethan is just like he's unbelievably ignorant, willfully ignorant, and he's so self-obsessed. It's actually pathetic, bro.
Okay.
Oh, just explain yourself.
I'm trying, but you keep
I just watched a
interjecting.
clip of you being pretty dismissive about the flight. And by the way, you've done it this whole time. You say that Zionism
no,
was the
dismissive
main
about
force.
the aspect that this is beneficial to the Zionist project across the board because Israel wants all Jews to be constantly fucking terrified in any other country that's not Israel so that they can actually go and either support Israel if they're not in Israel or just move to Israel.
Yeah, that's all he said in the clip as well. He didn't even say what Ethan is implying, to be honest. Okay.
Ethan, it took you 4 months to actually entertain the notion of having a conversation
said
with me. I don't give a
anytime
fuck
you
about
want,
watching
dipshit.
YouTube videos. I don't know why you...
It's so funny because Ethan will always say something and then do the opposite. So here, he said, let's talk anytime, but then ignored him for 4 months. But then he's like, I said we'll talk anytime. Yeah, you're a freaking liar. You're a malicious liar. Everything you do is performative.
You think that I'm afraid of
You watch
watching your
11
fucking
hate
YouTube
videos on your channel. 11 hate videos. I've watched 0 about you, Hasan.
Yeah, I just spoke about you for 4 hours straight. I didn't watch any hate videos about you. I just made hate videos about you. So we're different.
Do you want to actually discuss who's the coward?
Your fucking community is the hate community.
Oh
How
my
the
God.
fuck would you have to watch hate videos or whatever?
Oh
You
my
are the one
God.
who is
Hasan,
doing
just
it.
remember, when criticism comes, I
Well,
confront
thank
it.
you for backtracking
When
on at least.
criticism
You confront it, you deflect and cry. You literally deflect and cry and say that everyone hates you because you're Jewish. You don't confront criticism. You run from it. You cry. You deflect. Shut up.
One of the
comes to
points.
you,
Maybe we should
you
go
hide
through the
from it.
context puke one more time so we can continue.
If you
we can
wanna
continue
watch
this
it.
conversation.
I want to see how this ends. Like, I want to see the end of it. Hasan tells Dan to stop babying Ethan. Okay, I have to. Ethan asked Hasan if Nelson Mandela was a Zionist. I'm not interested in that. We know he wasn't a Zionist. There's no way he was.
I deny that. All right,
you
listen,
know.
it's 5 o'clock. Like I said, I have a family to go to. I have 3 kids and a wife, and I know that you have a fucking cool-ass race car bed to sleep in. And
Yeah, you go home to your freaking terrorist wife. Yeah, go home to your freaking terrorist supporter, sympathizer wife who served in the IDF and conducted a night raid where they abducted a 19-year-old. Salah, please. Welcome to the stream. I hope you have a lovely good night rest sleeping beside an IDF member.
I hope you
Or
enjoy
sorry, ex-IDF member who still supports them.
that.
Okay, man. Thank you. Have a good one. I hope this was productive. Dan, he needs you more than you need him. Stop babying this man, please. He needs you more than you need him. Stop babying him.
Well, I know that's true, but I don't baby him.
Come on. Okay.
Dan is practically breastfeeding Ethan. He's practically breastfeeding the guy. And he's not, I'm not babying him. You're breastfeeding him, you're burping him, you're putting him in his nappies, you're putting him to bed. And you're giving him a kiss on the cheek goodnight.
Okay. All right.
You want to target the crew more?
I'm not
You wanna-
targeting
you wanna
the
drum
crew.
up-
Target the crew. It's not enough that Ethan's a victim. He needs his crew to be a victim too. You want to target my crew? My poor innocent crew that have been complicit in me lying about what's happening and defending the general state of Israel? That's like, get a grip, dude.
These
He's not
are my
targeting anything.
coworkers.
It's fine.
I have
It's
a
fine.
tremendous amount of respect for the crew. They are what
Hey,
makes
bad-
this
I have no respect for them. Zero respect. The fact that they can listen to this monstrosity of a person continue to defend Israel and then say I'm not defending them, then defend them and say I'm not defending them, and then play victim and cry and then dehumanize Palestinians and then say, well, oh, of course Israel was going to respond. It was inevitable. They're spineless people.
Bad empanada
great.
called AB a house slave.
what?
Bad empanada called AB.
Who cares what
Yeah,
bad
what the
empanada
fuck do you
said?
want? I've never
Okay,
said
well,
that.
you
Why
watch
are
his
bringing
videos
up
a
bad
lot.
empanada?
This guy is actually so cringy. Like, he's actually so pathetic.
This was pretty productive, having this conversation.
Anyone who says anything he doesn't like is a victimizer. Anyone who says anything he doesn't like is a victimizer, yeah.
Having this back and forth, don't you think?
I actually do. I think you exposed yourself deeply a few times here, and I think we'll have to wait and see, obviously, how this pans
Yeah.
out. But I do think it was productive to show just kind of the blatant, overt,
Maybe I will
anti-Semitism that
fucking-
you.
maybe I will watch the context puke.
Yes, please, and then we
Maybe
can
I will
talk
watch
about
that less refusing
shit and
trying to under
Money to
you
charity,
fucking hate
Hasan.
everybody that has even lightly fucking criticized you or stayed out of.
Are you
your crash
surprised
out.
that I didn't like
Do you guys think Ethan will talk about me for like 7 hours straight on a stream if he catches the stream? Do you think he would talk about me for 7 hours straight?
Ian's video?
What? No, dude.
Dude, if you want to
talking
own
about
me,
how
listen,
poor
Hasan,
taste
if
it
you
is.
want to own
I'm
me by
talking about
donating
how
to
poor taste
charity,
it is
I
that
think
you're
that's
gloating That a
fantastic.
fucking charity event is actually like you're trying to undermine a charity event.
Happened last year. How much money did they make? Did they do?
Oh my
but
God.
if you, I think it would be good if you watch the content.
Yeah.
I know
Bye,
you guys.
Ethan.
I know you guys hate each other, but the views were crazy.
It was how?
What a stupid freaking thing to say. I know you guys hate each other, but the views were crazy. We're gonna get so much AdSense from this, guys.
I never
Just
looked.
saying, think about it.
What was the views?
Just saying, think about it. Think about all the viewership we're getting.
I never looked.
They're pretty good on both ends, like 100K.
Wait,
I know
wait,
you guys
wait,
hate
wait.
Each other, but the views were crazy.
It was how many? I
I'm
never
just
looked.
saying, think about it.
What was the views at? I never looked.
They're pretty good on both ends, like 100.
They're pretty good on both ends. Who has more?
Okay.
Whose was higher?
He
Answer that
asked.
question.
Hasan's was higher?
Hassan's was higher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not by much, but it was higher.
That's not good. We got
I
to
mean,
do
I had
something.
120,000. I don't know what you guys had over there. I wasn't looking, but
We got up to about 100K. So
Apparently, they never got up to 100. Apparently, the max was like 70 or something.
Well, we're going to have to do some. These people are clearly have some kind of brain disease, and we need to do.
Oh, yeah, everyone else has a brain disease. Everyone else has a brain disease. And Ethan Klein's the one normal person. Ethan Klein and his crew are the only normal people on the face of the earth. Everybody else is disease-ridden.
Do something about it.
no, for sure. Ethan, please keep up the energy as though you feel that there is a genocide going on, because your output is what matters here. And that is what I was trying to get across to you and get across to your audience. If you think that this...
I acknowledge that
It's kind of gross they're using it for views. Yeah, it is. It's disgusting. It's a terrible, terrible thing. Yo, my friend Yo sent 5 Ramil Khalil gift memberships. Thank you very much. That is fantastic. I didn't even know you can send memberships specifically, and you sent 5 of them. You are fantastic. Everyone, shout out and appreciate Yao right now. Where's my... Let me spam you with some cats. You know what? Let me go get my cat. Just for you. We're going to say a personal thank you. 1 second. Where's that Moko at? Good boy, Moko. Good boy. Good boy. Let's go look. Let's go look. Let's go look. Oh, relax. It's okay. We're going to say thank you. We're going to say thank you for the super chat. It's okay. Say thank you. It's okay. Shh. Look. It's okay, Moko. Relax. It's okay. Okay, he's here. Moko, come on. Head up high, buddy. Head up high, baby. Say thank you. He's looking at his mom for help. You're not going to get no help, buddy. Look. Thank you, Yao. W Yao, thank you. Yao again. Love from Palestine. May Allah bless you immensely. May increase you in goodness and free Palestine. Allahumma ameen. What happened to my camera? 1 second. Okay. There we go. The cat is satisfied. Yeah. The other one's like, I can grab the other one. If you guys let me know if you want me to grab the other one. She peeked out a bit, but okay. So this was something, not a good something, but something, and it's done now. Thank God. You guys can tell I watch a lot of chess. Yao, again, thank you so much. But you've done too much already. Please, no more super chats. You're already the top viewer right now. Thank you so much. And Hussein, thank you so much, Hussein. Jazakallah khair, man. I appreciate the membership gift as well. Again, I didn't even know you could gift memberships. I thought that was like a Twitch thing. It's really cool, and I appreciate you guys so much. So Jazakallah khair. The black cat, I don't have a black cat. I have a white and a white and black. But not a tuxedo. Okay, I think you guys earned the other cat. 1 second. Pintas, come. It's okay. Good girl. It's okay. Oh, it's okay. Look. Say hi to the camera. It's okay. Sorry. She's shy, so that's really the best I can do there. All right, enough of the cats. This one's is crazy as well. Okay, yeah. W Yao, W Hussein, Jazakallah khair. Thank you guys very much. Now, okay, so we're at a kind of at an impasse here, if I'm using the term correctly. The question is now, what do we do? Do we A, end the stream? Do we B, find another video to react to, maybe the Sam Cedar and Ethan Klein debate? Or play a game, GM Rami? You want me to play a game of chess? That's dangerous territory, man. Dangerous. I could play a game. I'll play a 5-minute game quickly. Probably gonna lose, and I'm gonna talk to chat at the same time. But should I watch the Sam Cedar debate? Ethan, again, please don't. Okay. What else? What else would you guys want? Yes. Okay. Well, you got some are saying yes, some are saying no. Can you react to any video from Muslim Lantern? I don't think it really needs a reaction. Like he does so well in these videos, right? I don't think he needs me to react to them. That's my peak elo. For a second, I thought you guys couldn't see the screen. I was tripped up, but it's all good. I think that's the only safe move for him. Okay. Well. That's a move. Let's take this one. I just watched back the clip of me trying to get my my cat involved. Okay. I think I'll just castle here. I don't want any kind of shenanigans here. Or here, for that matter. Okay. He's going for this pawn now, which is interesting. I think I'll just throw in a check, because why not, right? He blocks that way. Now, interesting. What do I do here? It's a question. Maybe I just defend the pawn, and then later I can bring this bishop out and then attack this way, if he gives me enough time to. Not to backseat your choice as to what you want to do, but for honest, no amount of intellectual people. Yeah, you're absolutely right, and it's not. It's definitely not backseating. I value your opinions, and I want you guys to tell me what you think I should do. Like this stream is for your guys' benefit and entertainment, so I want you guys to be able to benefit from it. Okay, now we're at another sort of impasse. If I go here, he takes, no. Okay, I have 3 minutes and 27 seconds, so I have enough time here. I'm in college currently for computer science. Wabarak fikum. Why did you stop halaltainment? I didn't stop it per se. I just kind of like paused, didn't do it for a while. That's why. I think maybe I'll just take, and then if he pushes, I take. If he takes here, I'll take that way. I don't think there's any real attack on my queen. If he tries to like fiend kettle the bishop, I could just do that. That's not really much of a move either, I think, because if I take, they take. I could just play more of a waiting move like this, because now he removed his defense of the bishop. When he moved here, he's no longer defending that square. So now this is really a threat. Okay, I have to be careful with the way I play this. I feel like I have to have something here, right? Like if I take and then go this way. Interesting. I think I kind of just have to take, because if I do this, okay, well, if I go back and he does that, I can en passant. Yeah, I don't think there's a threat there. I'm gonna do that. That bishop was free. Where? I don't think I don't think the bishop was ever free because it's always defended by these three pieces, right? Okay, so now he removes the pin this way. I guess I can threaten mate this way. So let's say I go here. Well, he would just take my queen, so that's very dangerous. I don't want him to take that. Let's say I go here. He takes. If I pin, he would take this way, which is worrisome. This is a tough position now. I might have misplayed this. But I feel like I should have something. I don't have this. I don't have that. I can't sack. Maybe I could go here. I think that's a good move. Maybe threaten that. The amount of times I've blundered my queen in games is just insane. Okay, so here I think I can en passant, right? So if I en passant, he can't even take it back, and then this becomes somewhat of a meaningful threat. If I do this instead, he could just do that. So I think I kind of have to en passant. Click clock. Yeah, I have 50 seconds left. I don't have a lot of time, so I really have to get going. This is also, this is also here. I have to be mindful of that, which is interesting. Okay, that's interesting. What if I just ignore and go here? He could go there, which would suck. Okay, he doesn't. Instead, he does that. I don't think that was the right move, but maybe my response was not the right move either. It's very possible that I just played that move too quickly. Okay, well, nothing's under threat except this pawn, which he doesn't even take. Very, very interesting. Okay, what if I played this? This is tough. This is tough. There's no queen sacks. Or I shouldn't, at least. Okay. He's just threatening. He's probably just going to go back. Which is annoying, but it's okay. I'm really running out of time here, dude. Yeah, I think I'm going to lose. I also just gave him a free rook. Okay, he doesn't take it. Or a free knight, by the way. Sorry, that's what I meant. Okay, of course. I really don't have a lot of time. Okay, it's something at least. I have no time, bro. I'm gonna lose. Damn it. Okay, okay. That was a good game. I took too long. I'm not gonna play League. Tips on how to grow a beard. You can use minoxidil. My beard's not like the greatest, but it's something. I'll do one more 5-minute. I won't take as long. I'll take it more seriously. I like playing with the black pieces, to be honest. As long as they open with... Okay, never mind. I don't. Okay, of course. I'm gonna play this setup. Okay, interesting. I think I'll play this. I don't mind. Let's play that first and then maybe push the center. Okay, he plays that. Interesting, interesting. Let's play here, I guess. He might push this, which would not be a bad move. Yeah, okay, let's go back. Going to sleep. Good night, guys. Good night. Have a good night, inshallah. Okay. Playing a little bit passive here. Have this open file, which is cool. Also have this. If he moves this queen or either or, I have this move. But I guess I played it now because I would prefer just to trade the bishops, which he goes for, interestingly enough. Just play this first, and then maybe I'll push that. My cat's meowing for some reason. So cute. Oh my god. So funny. Okay, I think now this is decent because it's defended. This might be a little bit dangerous for both of us. I'm also not thinking too deeply about my moves. I've been playing since 2012. Wow. Which way should I take? I think I should take this way. Now I have a freaking fork on their entire family is getting forked, which is beautiful. Okay. Do I have anything better than just taking? I don't think I do. So I'm just going to take the rook, and then when he takes back, I'm going to take... I can't take there because I would lose my piece, so let's take there first. And then when he recaptures, I could capture here. Okay. And he just gives up a queen, which is cool. I don't think he has any shenanigans. Maybe that, which is fine. I'll just play this. Okay. Okay. Interesting. I can't take. What is he looking for? He's looking for that, I believe. So if I move that, then I lose it. Maybe I should just start getting my king involved a bit. He could still take here. I think he's going to try and promote this pawn, which I just can't allow that. Maybe this would be a good move. I think it might be. Maybe this and then that. Okay, so now I'm threatening both, and if he moves the knight at any time, I could just... Okay, I think it makes more sense for me to take here first. And then now he's basically going to get mated very soon. Okay, well, good game. That was good. That was a lot better. Let's review this game. I had 3 great moves. Let's see what my great moves were. Wait, I played like a 1500? Maybe I did. What was my accuracy? 85%, that's crazy. But I guess I wasn't playing a very strong opponent. Okay. So far all my moves are good, and then he gets forked here. He blunders his queen, which sucks. I've been there before. Definitely been there before. That was a mistake. A missed opportunity to win the rook. Okay, interesting. That's next. He pushes, which is a mistake. And that's me. I'm wondering. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. I'm good. Okay. Good game. I think that was a good game. I'm going to need 5 minutes. I'm not going to end the stream. Inshallah, I'm going to go for a little bit longer, maybe another hour or so. But I do need to pray, and I have something to do quickly. So I'm going to put you guys back on break. This time it's going to be a Salah break. And inshallah, we'll see you guys in maybe 10 minutes.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
قاف والقرآن المجيد بل عجبوا أن جاءهم منذر منهم فقال الكافرون هذا شيء عجيب أإذا متنا وكنا ترابا ذلك رجع بعيد قد علمنا ما تنقص الأرض منهم وعندنا كتاب حفيظ بل كذبوا بالحق لما جاءهم فهم في أمر مريج أفلم ينظروا إلى السماء فوقهم كيف بنيناها وزيناها وما لها من فروج والأرض مددناها وألقينا فيها رواسي وأنبتنا فيها من كل زوج بهيج تبصرة وذكرى لكل عبد منيب ونزلنا من السماء ماء مباركا فأنبتنا به جنات وحب الحصيد والنخل باسقات لها طلع نضيد رزقا للعباد وأحيينا به بلدة ميتا كذلك الخروج كذبت قبلهم قوم نوح وأصحاب الرس وثمود وعاد وفرعون وإخوان لوط وأصحاب الأيكة وقوم تبع كل كذب الرسل فحق وعيد أفعينا بالخلق الأول بل هم في لبس من خلق جديد ولقد خلقنا الإنسان ونعلم ما توسوس به نفسه ونحن أقرب إليه من حبل الوريد إذ يتلقى المتلقيان عن اليمين وعن الشمال قعيد ما يلفظ من قول إلا لديه رقيب عتيد وجاءت سكرة الموت بالحق ذلك ما ونفخ في الصور ذلك يوم الوعيد وجاءت كل نفس معها سائق وشهيد لقد كنت في غفلة من هذا فكشفنا عنك غطاءك فبصرك اليوم حديد وقال قرينه هذا ما لدي عتيد ألقيا في جهنم كل كفار عنيد مناع للخير معتد مريب الذي جعل مع الله إلها آخر فألقياه في العذاب الشديد قال قرينه ربنا ما أطغيته ولكن كان في ضلال بعيد قال لا تختصموا لدي وقد قدمت إليكم بالوعيد ما يبدل القول لدي وما أنا بظلام للعبيد يوم نقول لجهنم هل امتلأت وتقول هل من مزيد وأزلفت الجنة للمتقين غير بعيد هذا ما توعدون لكل أواب حفيظ من خشي الرحمن بالغيب وجاء بقلب منيب ادخلوها بسلام ذلك يوم الخلود لهم ما يشاءون فيها ولدينا مزيد وكم أهلكنا قبلهم من قرن هم أشد منهم بطشا فنقبوا في البلاد هل من محيص إن في ذلك لذكرى لمن كان له قلب أو ألقى السمع وهو شهيد ولقد خلقنا السماوات والأرض وما بينهما في 6 أيام وما مسنا من لغوب.
All right, Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. Welcome back, everybody. We are gonna continue. I don't think I want to play chess anymore. I don't think people love that. It's just a handful of you guys, which is fun because chess is fun. Maybe I'll do the Wordle because I haven't done that in a while. Whoa, I'm so zoomed in. Okay, there we go. And then maybe we'll watch something else. But again, while I'm playing a game that I guess requires less of my attention, what do you guys want to do? And do you like my new camera? It's not a new camera, it's an old camera, but I'm using it now instead of my phone. Do you guys like it? Do you think it looks good? Okay, and let me know what you guys want to do. I started over from the beginning and while starting off strong. Thank you very much. Let's do pulse. There's no E. Let's do plush. Okay, that was a good guess. React after Wordle. Okay. We'll do a reaction, inshallah. Let me know what you guys want me to react to if there's anything particular. I could do another Ethan Klein, Sam Cedar. I think that was a bit better because Ethan Klein put Sam Cedar in a position of authority because he kept trying to get him on his side. So I think that was a better discussion, debate. And I watched the whole thing for the record. Sorry, my allergies are kicking in. Okay. Let's do shush. Okay, there we go. We got it. 4 attempts. Solid. Okay, you guys are gonna see all of my stuff is just chess. And I guess now Hasan Piker because I watched his stream. Oh God. Okay. Anyways, why I retired from chess? Interesting. I'm telling you guys, it's all chess. It's it's all chess. How XQC beat a $100 million divorce. That's crazy. That is insane. Okay. Okay, let's do the Sam Cedar debate or discussion or whatever you would call it. Should I watch Hasan watching it? No, I don't want to do a reaction to a reaction. That's too much. Okay, let's just do this. Oh my God, that was loud. Oh my God. Wow. Maybe I should do a psychological analysis as a non-psychologist, obviously, of Ethan during this debate. Sam Cedar is the host of the Majority Report with Sam Cedar, and he doesn't label himself anti-Zionist, but he's basically anti-Zionist, basically on the more humane side of the discussion when it comes to Palestine and Israel. Okay, let's skip. Ethan does. He's attempted to deplatform people. It wasn't playing the whole time? Can you guys at least hear it? Were you guys just watching me eat for the last 3 minutes and no one said anything? Dude, come on. That's so funny.
Or have CPS sicked on them or any of that. I mean, I just don't think that's appropriate. I mean, I'm more interested in talking about my relationship to Zionism and my perspective on what Israel is doing and what is happening in Gaza. And
I totally agree. Let's just talk about the facts. Let me start by showing you this clip. So I've been actually talking about my feelings on the Israel-Gaza Palestinian dispute situation for a long time. I lived in Israel for 5 years as well when I was with my wife early on. Here's my position right after October 7th. And you can tell me if you have any... if you have any comments on any of my positions here, but this was this was from our episode a few days after October 7th.
What is a recommended way to respond to someone who justifies what's occurring in Gaza based on the events of October 7th? You can't really respond to that. It's just an outrageous thing to say. It's like saying, was October 7th a reasonable response to what Israel did in 2018 during the peaceful March of Return? Is October 7th a reasonable response to being locked in a concentration camp for 18 years? Like, if you want to keep going back to, well, this happened because that side did this, and then this happened because that side did that. Well, you eventually go back to 1948 in the Nakba, where Israel displaced and ethnically cleansed the land of hundreds of thousands, 700,000 Palestinians. Did my stream go out? Or am I still here? No, I'm still here. Okay, interesting. And I can't watch this again, guys. I can't. He plays a clip from him, like during October of 2023, when the Geno started, crying about what's happening. This was 2 years ago. This is not who he is now. So, like, it's pathetic that he plays this to set this, and psychologically he's trying to set this narrative that I am a good guy. Look, I'm normal. I do cry over, innocent people being offed. So, anything that anyone says about me must be wrong. I can't, I don't think I could keep doing this. Maybe this is a good place to end the stream. I think it might be, to be honest. Inshallah, I'm going to have Sunny Faz on the stream soon. Hopefully, if Joe Bartolozzi watches my video, then we can have a discussion with him live. That'd be really cool about does God exist and why he doesn't believe in God and all that stuff. Not really a debate, but more of just a general discussion. And much more to come, inshallah. With that being said, may Allah bless you guys all immensely. And I'll see you all in the next one. اللهم آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله